Welcome into the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split. This is some A-Open action for you tonight, starting us off great here for the first race of the night. I'm Austin Edstrom, standing alongside Nick Stein and Austin Derbyshire behind the production booth. As you can tell, I'm super excited tonight because we're at my home racetrack, Talladega, Alabama. I absolutely love this place. The racing it puts on is fantastic. The A car puts on some pretty crazy racing here too, with the heavy drag that the front car gets. You got to be tandem up with somebody. You got to have a dancing partner. Nick, what do you think we're going to see here tonight at the crazy 2.67 mile Superspeedway?
Just exactly that. Absolute craziness. I mean, it's Roll Tide country, so you're already in hillbilly country. And then it's Talladega on an Indian burial ground, so you already know this place is going to be absolutely freaking wild tonight. I'm excited too. I'm over here shaking with excitement.
Oh my goodness, I just love seeing this place. Every time I roll up to it in real life, it just gives me goosebumps. And now looking at the Google Earth view, the gurgle, I'm gonna be gurgling some stuff this weekend, but looking at the Google Earth view, the Google Earth view, the Talladega Superspeedway, I see my campsite up there in the north. But down here at the south, that's turns 1 and 2. Heavy banking, then the stupid long back straightaway where the RV's parked on the back stretch. And you see that little airway strip on the inside? That long strip, that's Talladega Boulevard right there. You're going to see some crazy stuff there Friday and Saturday night. But during Sunday, all the action is going to be on the racetrack. And tonight, all the action is on the racetrack. And we cannot wait to get it started. I'm telling you, I'm so hyped. Nick, what are your keys here, man?
Well, first off, you gotta find your friends early and often. I mean, Talladega is all about drafting. If you find your teammates, you find your friends, you're gonna have a good night tonight. So just find your friends as early as possible, get hooked up with them, and you're gonna have a good race tonight. Secondly, warm up the brakes for pit entry, because if you get on the pit entry or pit road the wrong way, you're gonna go spinning, you're gonna take out 15 cars, you're gonna have a lot of mad, high I-rating drivers in your split if you screw up getting on the pit road. And then lastly, obviously, Nick, don't freaking die, because you know wrecks happen at Talladega and sometimes they're big. Don't die, because then you can't win the race, and that's what Talladega is about, winning the race.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be in the big one, but these next gens can take a beating, so if you get that damage fixed, you may be okay. But we're going to jump into our broadcast picks real quick. I'm going to pick my long-lost cousin, who's not from Alabama, unfortunately, Brandon Edstrom, my namesake, my cousin there in the 28. I think he's going to bring it home with a checker flag.
I'm also going to be taking Brandon Edstrom because his long-lost father is Ricky Bobby, so he is going to win this race tonight purely because his biological father is totally Ricky Bobby.
And Austin Derbyshire probably picking, he does switch it up. It's Justin Levine. Man, we're a bunch of homers in here tonight. Brandon Edstrom, and Justin Levine. We're picking our buddies at the Superspeedway because they can't get it done at the real racetracks. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Hate me for that one.
Wow.
We're going to jump into our schedule real quick here in the pre-race, though, and hope that neither of those guys heard that. But for the rest of the week, look at this. Talladega. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. This is amazing. I just absolutely love seeing this. Obviously, 8:30 tonight. We're here. You're here. We're happy that you're here. I'm happy I'm here. Tomorrow night, Champion Power Equipment iRacing Truck Series. That's going to be an absolute barn burner from the Talladega Superspeedway. Wednesday night, the Thunderclap iRacing Series. That's going to be an absolute barn burner from the Talladega Superspeedway. And then Friday night, from the Talladega Superspeedway, the Ryco Performance Friday Night Top Split. And that's going to be an absolute barn burner.
Okay, hold on, Austin. You need to calm down a little bit, brother. I'm pretty sure if you go any faster, you're going to start taking off like a helicopter over here.
I mean, you might be right. I might be just a little bit hyped because taxes went great this year. And we're going to Talladega this weekend after just getting a very nice return, which means I can have a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to this weekend. I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm just very excited to get these race cars on the track. I think it's going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm messaging Brandon right now, and he's asking why we picked him to win the race. And
well, I said it because he can't win anywhere else. But anyway, we're gonna go jump into our starting grid. Oh man, Miller Bonds starting up on the pole. Great lap for Miller Bonds, another guy that can't win anywhere else. And I don't even know Miller Bonds. I just had to say it because we're on one tonight. I don't know him, but to be fair, he's up there on the pole. 52.806. Congrats to Miller Bonds on the pole. Sean Conklin in second place. Cody Turland in third. Patrick Gitter in fourth. By the way, Miller, don't take that. You know, I'm just on one tonight. Anyway, fifth place, Richard Garcia. Sixth, Garrett Main. Seventh is Alan Wilson. And eighth place is going to be Roger Pierce. Lining up on the inside of row number 5 is going to be Matt Hollaba, and Brandon Bike. He's going to round out the top 10.
I can already tell this is going to be an absolutely unhinged broadcast, but let's go. 11th place, Joshua Watson. Tommy Gossett going to be in 12th position. Matt DeCiani in 13th. Chad Gunningsman in 14th position with Matt Cox in 15th. Ed Shearer Jr. going to be in 16th position. Both of our race picks, Brandon Edstrom going to be starting in 17th place tonight. Derek Henry,
Derek Henry? I mean, we're in Alabama, but my goodness.
Just got Alabama on the brain here. Derek Heitman going to be in 18th position tonight. PB Henry in 19th. Joseph Pisciata going to be rounding out your top 20 tonight.
21st, the man that cannot win, Justin Levine. 22nd, Tyler Krupp. 23rd, Alex Murray. 24th, Brandon Evans. 25th is going to be Joshua Gathright with 26th, Michael Trobach. Nicholas Roman does not lay down a Q lap back in 27th with Joseph Squared, his teammate, right next to him. James Houghton and Jonathan Hernandez round out the 30-car field. Also, neither of those guys putting in a Q lap.
Yeah, Brandon told me to tell you that his pre-race is Black Betty by Ramcam. So,
I mean, good for him. We're not playing it.
Yeah, we're not going to play that because that would be a copyright strike. But he just told us to tell us. Ain't no way our producer just said Black Betty is a bad song. I'm fighting our producer. It's on site whenever I see him.
Oh, this is going to be so unhinged all night. I cannot wait to get this one going, man. I'm telling you. And I can tell you from experience, this 8-car can put on a great drafting show. And it's only because the front car has so much drag. I mean, you've got to have somebody all up under your rear bumper. We're going to see probably some bumper turns over the course of the night if I had to bet, some over-aggressive pushing. And honestly, I think the racing is going to look better than it will in real life. The Superspeedways on iRacing in the 8-car are pretty fun. They're very fun.
Oh, and Talladega is going to make it even better because you could go 4 wide easily here at Talladega. So I would not be surprised to see multiple 4 wide moments and a lot of us screaming at that 4 wide. So tonight's going to be fun. I am very excited. I'm over here bouncing off the walls.
The chat is upset with me. I've got Ryco and I've got Deborah Harris coming after me. That's not good, especially since Ryco is one of our sponsors. But look, no. I'm just saying. I'm on one tonight. We're gonna be picking on everybody. But no, I'm just kidding. We're gonna put on a good show tonight. Can't wait. Just gotta give people a hard time. If I'm gonna give Levine a hard time, I'm gonna give everybody a hard time in this race. But to be fair to Deb Harris, Brandon Edstrom did win his top split at Las Vegas last fall. So that is, she kind of proved me wrong on that one pretty quick.
You got.
I'll be honest. Yep.
Hey, just so we're clear, we're gonna be picking on everyone tonight. We're not just singling out one person. We are going to be bullying everybody tonight. It is gonna be a good night. It's Talladega. It's the 8-car. It's gonna be freaking insane. I'm ready. Let's just get this race green so I can start screaming.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I love to hear it. And typically in these races, I just start spewing a bunch of bullcrap out of my mouth, right? Before thinking. Well, tonight it's going to be tenfold.
Oh, God.
Because we're at Talladega, baby. I'm telling you, we're going to go crazy all night. If I hurt your feelings, too bad. Get over it. Miller Bonds leading the way. Miller Bonds leading the way out of turn number 4 into the tri-oval and down into the restart zone. Leading the way over Sean Conklin. What can Miller Bonds do on the restart? Can he get a good jump? Oh, man, we're starting with the child again before we get to the green flag.
Oh, and they're already checking out.
The flag, man. Waving that green flag, getting us going. A little bit of a blanking action in the outside groove right there. Kind of scaring me to Superspeedway. But, man, look at these front 3 lanes here. Just all pushing super hard down into turn number 1. Hooked up.
Patrick Gitter is in a Ryco sandwich on that outside line. Got Sean Conklin in front of him. Garrett Maines right behind him. And that outside line is going. They're forming up quickly as that inside line's going to be falling back big time here.
Yeah, that outside line is absolutely flying on this restart. Just look at Patrick Gitter absolutely shove the heck out of Sean Conklin on the outside. A little bit of help from Garrett Maines as well. Gitter kind of breathing low, kind of fading down to the inside. Maybe just getting a little bit of air in the early going. Make sure that water temp on the left side does not get overheated. You're going to be mainly worrying about your oil tonight, I got to assume, though, on the right.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with the open setups, you really just got to focus on keeping that oil temp down. But you want to know how crazy these top split guys are? They were at 203 miles an hour on the initial start going down the back straightaway.
My word. Down the back straightaway? I figured you were going to say at the start-finish line. That's insane that they got up to that speed before we even got through half a lap.
Talladega's fun.
I love it, dude. It's so amazing.
Imagine if the real Cup cars could go this fast. Someone would literally die.
Oh well, okay. I was thinking about the amazing racing we would have, not potential deaths. But I guess with racing you do have to think about both, correct? Right?
I mean, yeah.
That's fair. Oh, we got a third line kind of forming there in the middle, all the way down at the back of the pack. Mr. I Can Never Win bound in that orange number 1, trying to get that middle lane coming through, but now he's kind of drifted down to the bottom with a little bit of help, and now he's got that draft from the car in front. You have to see if he pulls out back to the middle, but he does a little bit further back, but no help this time. And you've really got to have help, right? If you pull out to the middle or to the outside, wherever there's not a lane, if you pull out, you've got to have somebody in your back bumper, because you might be able to get one position, but you're not going to get any more than that with the air hitting your nose with no help behind you. Here, Justin Levine, huge help. Is that Alex Murray just shoving the heck out of him?
Yes, sir, it is. Alex Murray there on that third line. That didn't take long at all. Lap 3, and we already have a third lane forming here in the middle. And going back to your point there on the slingshots there. Oh my goodness, as shot Conklin. Woo! Hold on there, brother.
The blocks are heavy for lap 3, buddy, and we're going to be seeing this all night. I'm telling you, Garrett Maines somehow gets to the lead on the outside groove, through the block on Levine. Conklin throws the block on Maines. Maines gets around him, leads that lap, put Garrett Maines up to the front. Patrick Gitter all over the back bumper here on the outside groove. That middle lane's got some speed in it.
Oh, that middle lane is hauling right now. Oh my goodness, here comes Conklin. Not even going to contest it, Garrett Maines there. Oh man, good luck stopping that train on the middle.
Yeah, and he immediately goes up to the top, picks up his teammate out there, and kind of lets Justin Levine drop off. Ooh, a little bit of shakiness towards the middle there.
Oh,
the bottom line,
look
though,
at this! Roman and Joseph Squared!
What is this run that they got on the bottom?
Where did they come from?
Hey, the two-car tandem works. Levine, though, kind of side drafted Joseph Square on the bottom there, pulled him off of the back bumper on the 95, got that bottom line separated, and now they're struggling a little bit, even with the middle lane. Now the 80, I believe that's Tommy Gossett, ducking down in front of Justin Levine in the middle line. Now Levine all over the back bumper of that Ricky Bobby Ryco paint scheme, trying to push Gossett up to the lead.
Tommy Gossett now has a pretty good run here. He's going to get even with the 54 of Conklin. Ooh, Gossett gets a little bit loose there off in the middle of 1 and 2 there. Keeps it straight, though. Going down the back stretch, this train is moving, brother.
This is just fantastic. Look at all these. Look at them. They're 3 wide all the way through the back of the pack from 10th on back. Conklin throws the block on Gossett as Gossett had the run. Now Gossett all over the back bumper of the 54 through 3 and 4. Levine not really letting off of Gossett. Now he does. I think that he's breathing just a little bit. He definitely was hurting that oil temp as he falls way back. Now somebody else ducks out to the outside. That's Alex Murray, leaving Levine out to dry. Brandon Bikey's going to pick him up, but that allows that inside line led by the 27. Is that Alan Wilson on the bottom? No, it's not Alan Wilson on the bottom. It's there's a couple different names here.
Roger Pierce.
Roger Pierce on the bottom, leading Richard Garcia.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that inside line's holding on a lot better than you're used to seeing, especially at plate tracks. Usually that inside line's gone after a few laps, but it's holding on pretty well here, mainly because that's the only other line that has momentum right now. But look at that, 204 miles an hour down into 2 there.
Oh, and Conklin comes down to kind of side draft. You know, they had been running 2 very opposite lines, one all the way down on the yellow line, one all the way up to the wall. That time through 3 and 4, Conklin came down, side drafted that bottom line, and to your point on the backstretch, remember you said the bottom line's doing a little bit better than you thought. I think it's just because they weren't getting side drafted, because as soon as Conklin got down there in 3 and 4, that back line just absolutely dropped anchor.
Yeah, and then here goes Justin Levine through the middle 3 wide, not really going to have any help. He's got Derek Heitman further back trying to come down and help him out with that middle line, but the middle line's starting to come back once again. Will anyone hop down or hop up from the inside line there? It doesn't look like it so far.
I do just think that outside line is obviously going to be the line that you know shows the most speed throughout the night, and that's going to be where you build the run to somehow get yourself to the lead. I really do think it's going to come from, you know, the 3rd or 4th row on the outside line coming to the end of this thing. The outside is just, it's so rapid, man. You get hooked up 2-car tandeming somebody, and it is crazy. But that middle line, again, the 2-car tandem, Justin Levine, I mean, it just has a bumper full right now, getting shoved towards the front, not quite able to get there as they separate, coming to the start-finish line. Now they're going to have to drop back and regroup.
Yeah, this is the fun part about watching Justin Levine at these super speedway tracks is he just does not care. He will send it 3-4 wide, and he will take the run wherever it comes from. That's the fun part, but I mean, If you're a driver in this split, you are positively scared about being around Justin Levine purely because of how aggressive he is with the runs.
I agree to an extent about the being nervous because of the aggressiveness, but the problem is about probably 15 of the 30 guys that we have in here are absolutely just over-aggressive crazies, to be honest. And whenever you got 15 of them out there, it's kind of hard to know who to be the most worried about.
That is true, and I mean, Justin Levine by far is not the most aggressive out there. There are certainly way more aggressive and way more willing drivers to take the runs, but I mean, he's the one you see the most because he's the one taking that run to the middle, making a third lane, making that third line work, and it's just so much fun to watch this man race on these super speedways. I remember watching back when the SSRL Truck Series was here at Talladega. This man was just pushing for everything it was worth, taking that run wherever it came from, and he was a corner and a half from winning that race.
Gosh, it is a hornet's nest from fourth on back. Everything behind Garrett Maines, it's just sketchy coming out of 4. I mean, I gotta give credit to everybody. All the lanes are leaving each other room, right? There's not really the super aggressive side drafting going on yet. And there's definitely been aggressive moments, but they've kept it relatively tame by super speedway standards.
Now that you said that, there's going to be a 57-car wreck on the backstretch.
Yeah. It's going to somehow involve the safety trucks. Somebody's flipping over and collecting a couple RVs on the back straightaway. Yeah, you're probably right.
You know, it's that good old commentator's curse. You speak everything into existence.
Sometimes you do it on purpose.
Yeah, true. I mean, sometimes you just want to be the bad guy, you know? Sometimes you want to be the causer of chaos.
I mean, in the pre-race, that was me, right? I was just talking crap about everybody for no reason. So.
Yeah.
Hey, to be fair, if I talk crap about you, it means that I have some level of respect for you. By the way, I only do that to people I like. Disclaimer.
Is that why you bully me every week?
Yes, exactly. Honestly, it is. And the people that I like get abused. God, that's awful. Anyway, Sean
That is horrible to say if you take that the wrong way.
Oh, yeah. Understand the context, folks. But we're starting to get a little racy up here. Is this Cody Turland on the inside in the 3? Gosh, I hope I'm saying that right. Fades up to the middle lane. Tries to get a push here. It's just those 3 Ryco guys on the outside have been very, very difficult to kind of break the back bumper of Maines there and really cause an issue. The 3 needs to get up to that left rear quarter panel of Maines and pull him back a little bit, but the problem with that is Gitter is all over the back bumper of Maines, and so as soon as Maines gets pulled back, he's going to get another little aero boost from the car behind.
Yeah, I want to get an onboard of Garrett Maines real quick, looking out the front here, because the way he's kind of drafting, oh my goodness, long neck cam.
What in the world?
But what he's doing right here is he is playing this absolutely perfectly. You see Tommy Gossett, he's lined up kind of with that left side taillight of Sean Conklin when he's pushing down the straightaways. And that's so you're not parachuting. Oh my goodness! Oh my God! Anyway,
I love it, man.
Like I was saying, you see there, Tommy Gossett, he's lined up with the taillight of Sean Conklin. He's going to peek out to the outside here. Oh, maybe trying to get some temps, and then, well, never mind. I guess I just don't want to.
We're just about 4. Maines on the outside of Gossett. We're 4, 3, 3, and 4. Gossett slipped down to the 3rd line, going backwards. Justin Levine all the way up to the top, throwing a block on Sean Conklin. Levine to the lead. Richard Garcia leading that bottom line with a huge shove. Is that Joshua Watson on the inside? I don't even think Watson's in this race. I can't quite tell who that 0-1 is.
That is Joshua Watson.
It is Watson. All righty, Joshua Watson pushing them on through. We'll get the paint schemes here by lap 20 or so, but there's just a couple new ones in there I'm not quite used to. But look at Levine up there. Heavy block he threw on Conklin. A little bit of a 4-wide situation behind him. The big loser and all that, Tommy Gossett, all the way to the back of the pack.
Yeah, another big loser there was the 27 of Roger Pierce, who he got sent 4 wide as well through the sucker hole, and he is just in front of Gossett there, I believe, in the middle. So, yeah. Talladega's fun when you get caught in a sucker hole, because then you go 4 wide.
Turland coming back through. He crossed the start-finish line at 8th last time by. Now he's side-by-side for the race lead, almost getting turned down to pit road, down to the inside wall. Derek Heitman all over the back bumper. Turland just a little bit too high. He's going to get sucker-holed into the middle. Derek Heitman to the bottom, getting pushed through by the 20 of Miller Bonds.
And now
that's Joseph Squared.
That is
the second week in a row.
And Roman goes up to catch the 3 of Turland to not let him fall too far back, but that outside line's starting to get a little bit hairy here as they're side drafting here. Joseph Squared all the way to the top. There goes Heitman at the block. Joseph Square to the inside of the 76 of Heitman, and he is going to get left out to dry by the Ryco camp.
I mean, that's why you got to have friends, right? You got to have some type of teammate or friendliness. You got to message somebody in the pre-race, be like, hey, buddy, can we work together in this one or something? Can we two-car tandem a little bit? If I make a move, will you trust me? If you don't come into this race with somebody, those Ryco guys, they got people. They came in here knowing they got a couple people that they can work with tonight, and they're showing it here on the outside, leading the first four lanes on the outside groove. Joseph Square, Justin Levine, Sean Conklin, Garrett Maines, all doing really good on the outside. Just kind of teamed up on Derek Heitman that last time by.
Yeah, Derek Heitman has teammates in this race. He's got Patrick Gitter right behind him. He's got Alex Murray a couple cars behind him on the inside. You got a ton of that Team Conti camp in here as well. So this race is really going to be a battle between Ryco and Team Conti, I think, because that's the most prevalent teams in this race right now. So I think if it comes down to a pit stop battle, it's going to be those two camps doing battle here.
And how often do we see these super speedways on iRacing come down to pit stop battles and then a couple single file trains? Because I feel like it's just about every time.
More times than I can count on my fingers and toes.
And that's frustrating because it's so fun before we get to that. I mean, this has been quite hectic. Starting to kind of file out on the outside line. A couple of guys not content down on the bottom. Vroman, Terlind down there in the number 3, trying to push forward and trying to get something going to try to challenge the race lead. It just takes a couple laps after that inside line undevelops to redevelop and get back up towards the front. But right now that 3 is coming on the inside.
Yeah, and these races get absolutely insane if we get one of those races where we don't get to that green flag pit stop. You know, if we get to that green flag pit stop area, which is about lap 30, 35, somewhere around there, and then we get a caution like right before green flag pit stops, this race turns into an absolute insanity show. Like it is crazy.
What? Oh, Cody came off the bottom of the racetrack there a little bit of door contact between him and Joseph Squared. It ends up being very minor, but every time they make just a little bit of contact like that with doors, I just get so nervous somebody's going to get netcode wrecked, and especially up there for the lead. Whew, it's huge. Oh man, they're 4 wide further back at the start finish line for about the 20th place position. We're still down in 1 and 2.
Ed Sheeran Jr. sending Brandon Bikey 3 wide. Oh, Heitman a little bit loose there, further up in the field. Keeps it straight, still 4 wide. Door contact. Ed Sheeran Jr. door banging someone back there. I can't quite catch what that is.
There's still 4. I mean, my goodness, finally, Ed Sheeran gets a groove on the outside, is able to find a hole. But man, that was sketchy all the way through 1 and 2 and all the way down the back straightaway. My goodness, Ed.
Sketch is the one word I could use here, because this race has just been nothing but sketchy the entire race so far. And I mean, it's getting ready to start again as Alex Murray takes it down to the middle, trying to get a run going there. Nothing doing yet.
You know, we got 3 Eds in here tonight. We got me, Edstrom. We got Brandon, Edstrom, and we got Ed Sheeran Jr. Which one is Ed? Which one is Ed? And which one is Eddie?
Ed, and Eddie. Yeah, sure.
Which one? Which one would you put? What one would Brandon be?
Edward Shearer is definitely one of the Eds. Ed Strum, probably
Eddie. Yeah.
And then you're the other Ed.
Am I the dumb Ed or the funny jawbreaker Ed?
Ed Shearer Jr. is the funny guy, so you're the dumb.
Oh, wow. Okay, double D.
Oh, Maid's getting sent 3 wide by Heitman.
Oh my gosh. This is just, I mean, it's mental here, man. Talladega just puts on a great show in the next gen. Derek Heitman trying to get something going there in the middle with Patrick Gitter, his Team Conti teammate. Terlind, though, Terlind and Vroman are not going away on the bottom line. I'm kind of surprised Vroman is so dedicated to the back bumper of that number 3. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's got to get himself up to the front with his other Ryco teammates as well. I guess it makes sense to push somebody that's not one of your own up there as long as you can find your way. My goodness, the pole sitter almost got stuck 4 wide coming out of turn number 2 as he lost the bottom side of the racetrack. Joseph Squared, though, left the top side, and now Justin Levine takes the race lead down the back.
Ed Sheeran all the way to the inside, gonna take it to the inside of his teammate Alex Murray. 3 wide here for about 4th, or no, that's not 4th, that is like 10th, brother. What am I saying?
The number 4 is now the 14th number in the chronologically. Oh man. This is unbelievable, man. I love this race.
Oh, 4 wide further back for just a second. That was DeCiani on the top 4.
I think that was for 4th back there.
Shut up.
Joseph Squared up to the race lead, getting pushed by Derek Heitman. Levine losing out just a little bit. Conklin, though, all over the back bumper that one. You got to think they're going to get some type of run. Oh, they're definitely going to get it now as Heitman has left. Joseph Squared out to dry on the inside. Levine, huge run, comes to the inside. Unblockable with Conklin. Heitman tried, did not happen.
And then Brandon Bikey's going to come up to help the 76 of Heitman. That's something I never thought I'd see after the beef these two have had, but they're helping each other here at Talladega.
Sometimes at a super speedway, you just got to help who you can to get yourself up there. It doesn't matter if you're worst enemies or not. If they know what they're doing on the super speedway, you push them or you get pushed by them and you're okay with it, at least until the last lap. Maybe then you turn them, but until then, you're buddies, right? You got a little truce going. Let's just wave the white flag. Let's be nice for about 50 more laps, and then once we take that white flag, you're going head on to the wall, buddy.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes, and now we're starting to see kind of a change of power for just a little bit here. Oh my God!
Further back on the apron, out of 2. Somebody has lost the draft. They were sideways on the apron all by themselves. I can't quite tell. Is that? It's Ed Scherer Jr. I don't know what quite happened to Ed.
Not Ed. Ed.
He's getting pushed by Roger Pierce down into turn number 1. He has a huge run on the 39. Oh man, classic case of the pusher getting pushed, and they make huge contact in the middle 1 and 2. Ed, great job saving that. Unfortunately, we just can't really get a break in the action to really go back and look at anything, as they're still just about side by side, up for the second place position. Gitter kind of falling back on that inside as Conklin's coming up to the back bumper of Justin Levine on the outside.
Look at the hilarity of this lead pack. You got literally a Noah's Ark here. You got all the Ryco cars on the top line, all the Team Conti cars on the bottom line. That is hilarious to me.
I can't really say I'm surprised.
I can't either. I just find that hilarious that they're all separated like that. Oh, Joseph Squared throwing a huge block on the 21 to Gitter.
I guess he decided that he wanted Ryco to lead both lanes. I guess at that point you're guaranteed to lead. Oh, but now pulls back in front of his Ryco teammate Justin Levine on the outside. Gitter gets a pretty good bump from Murray on the inside as well. They're just not quite as lined up on that inside groove. The top 3 look relatively close, especially the 21 and 22. 74 was just offset from the 22's bumper, and even further back, he's got no help. So a couple of the Conti guys are going to have to line up just a little bit tighter from 4th on back to try to catch up to the front 3, and they're starting to scatter a little bit behind. We had separated into 2 separate packs, but that second pack's starting to bridge the gap back down.
Yeah, I believe that's Joshua Watson leading that second pack there. I think that's his car. But yeah, that second pack is starting to gain back in. As this inside line's starting to fall off a little bit. They're not really as organized as that outside line. And of course, right as I say that, here comes that inside line with an absolutely insane run. Patrick Gitter now goes from the 5th car on the outside to leading overall here in just the span of 1 corner. Welcome to Talladega, Gitter.
Yeah, but Turland all the way to the outside. Is that help from Nicholas Roman, making it 3 wide? As soon as Gitter got to the inside, though, Joseph went down, side traps him, sucked him back, and now they're back to about 5th again. That's as quick as it can happen here, man. As quick as you get up to the lead, you can go just as far back, just as quick. Turland, though, all over the back bumper of Conklin, who's all over the back bumper of Levine, who's all over the back bumper of Joseph. Levine. And Levine decides to duck out to the bottom, and Turland's with him. No, he ducks back out to the outside. Levine tries to block the Conti guys. That's not going to work.
And there goes Gitter to the middle. Murray's going to help the 1 of Levine, as Gitter now going to be stuck in the sucker hole. Alex Murray, though, up to help his Team Conti teammate there, Patrick Gitter. Edstrom's going to go up to the middle. Now Levine's going to be in the sucker hole because you already know none of that Team Conti camp's helping him.
I was shocked that Murray even pushed Levine the first time. He gave him a couple bumps. I'm surprised he even gave him that many. He could have gone to the middle immediately and just left Levine out to dry instead. That kind of shattered the inside line. They've fallen way back.
Yeah, they have, but if they get, Edstrom, Brandon Edstrom has disappeared. There he is, he's back, but if they can get, oh my God. If they can get formed back up on that inside line, there's, as Derek Heitman almost spins in the outside wall.
We need an counter tonight. This is unbelievable. Oh boy, we're not even done.
And I'm pretty sure we've already blown out both of our microphones.
And we have another race after this.
Oh my God, dude. I don't think I can handle another race if it's going to be like this. And it's the B car too, which is arguably more insane than the A car at plate tracks.
I couldn't tell you the last time I've watched a B Superspeedway race, so I can't wait to see it.
I've raced plenty of them. They are freaking nuts, brother.
Oh boy, here we go, that second line. I thought Justin Levine was going to be out of it until the pit stops. He's all over the back bumper of Joshua Watson. 2-car tandem all the way up to the front. They're bringing a Team Conti car with them.
Yeah, through the middle. Here comes Sean Conklin with Justin Levine. That's Derek Heitman.
What is this run they just got, man? That's unbelievable.
Oh my goodness, this is either going to end in tears or absolute hilarity. There is no ifs, ands, or oh, Richard Garcia with the huge block to the inside.
Oh, I love it. I love this place, man. This is unbelievable. And these guys have done great. We're 26 laps in, and we haven't seen a wreck yet. And these guys are driving like idiots. That's great. Oh, man, I just got the worst news I've ever heard in my life. We're going to have to throw it to commercial break. We'll catch you on the other side. Hurry up and get it to commercial so we can hurry up and get back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Oh man, welcome back to the Ryco Performance Monday night top split from the Talladega Superspeedway. While we were side by side, you guys saw it. We had a big accident through turns 3 and 4. We're gonna show you our pit stops real quick before we get to the replay, just to see who comes out first. You know, there could be a little bit of, I was gonna say a little bit of fuel strategy, but I think we're right on the edge of the window. Everybody should be able to make it with probably minor saving. Probably get away with just saving on the quali laps or on the caution laps.
It's gonna be tight. 40 laps is tight at Talladega.
I know that I think it's 39 is the full tank without saving.
33 is the most.
Incorrect.
You can do.
Incorrect. No. I just ran a race last night. It is at least 38.
Are you sure?
Yes. Because we were trying to make it 45, and we could only make it 42. So I guarantee you we can make it to the end, but there will be some saving.
Oh man, are you ready for the? 110-mile-an-hour laps when these guys realize it's going to be a lot tighter than they thought.
I don't think it's that tight. I think it's safe for the first 10 laps, and then you're good to make it to the end.
Yeah, that's true. I remember having a league race here.
There you go.
October.
Garrett Main's kind of fading up to the top, trying to block Garcia, and at the same time, Garcia's run with the push from Roman. Two guys going for the same spot at the same time, going into turn number 3. Conklin was kind of fading high too from the bottom line. Him and Main's kind of fading up at the same time, and it was just kind of bad timing with Richard Garcia coming at the same time. They made contact. Garcia got into the left rear of Alan Wilson in the 27, who I believe is also coming down the racetrack a little bit at the same time. Kind of following the guys in front of him. He ends up coming back up, but then obviously huge accident. The 33 gets caught up. Nicholas Roman. Levine gets through. Another Ryco car, I believe that was Miller Bonds, getting a little caught up there, but probably minor damage to him on the outside groove. Ended up not being as big as it probably should have, given the fact that it started up at the front of the field.
Yeah, that was the 27 of Roger Pierce, not Alan Wilson.
You're right. Sorry, Roger Pierce.
My
apologies.
Alan Wilson's in the silver 33.
Thank you. See, man, some of these paint schemes, I'm a little lost, but
I mean, Alan Wilson was involved. I'll give you that, but he wasn't the one on the top.
True. Well, it's great. I really felt like that should have been more cars, but everybody just kind of got lucky with the way that it flowed back up to the top of the racetrack, and everybody dipping down to the bottom at the same time, which, I mean, it's pretty standard, right? The accident happens, the angular momentum carries you out to the wall in the corners, so turn down to the left whenever they're wrecking in the corner right in front of you is typically the right way to go. Luckily, that time for everybody, nobody kind of deflected out of the outside wall or out of that carnage down to the bottom lane, and it kept it a relatively mild accident.
Yeah, and then that was relatively minor, but now this race is gonna turn into I don't even know how to describe it. If we thought the first half of this race was crazy, oh boy, we are in for a whole new ball game here.
Absolutely, and again, I do think we're going to see a little bit of saving at the beginning, but I'm telling you, you can save this couple laps and make it to the end.
You know what this is setting up like?
What's that?
That Texas race last week. That SOF Texas race that we broadcasted last week.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of meh the first half of the race. Then
has this been meh?
No, you know what I'm getting at. For Talladega standards, it's been kind of meh.
Ooh, that's some bold words. You were complaining about going to commercial just like I was. What in the world? You got some short-term memory loss up there in the Steinhead. My goodness.
Okay, you know what I'm getting at. This Talladega race, in terms of how crazy Talladega races normally are, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, Austin.
I'll give you that.
It's been kind of meh to start, but you know what I'm getting at. This race is going to go nuclear here in about 5 seconds.
I would say this race has been not meh whatsoever. I think it's been surprising we haven't seen bigger wrecks, so maybe that's what you're alluding to.
Yeah, that's I'm alluding to the craziness of the race, not the race itself. The race itself has been absolutely insane.
But I want to point out,
we've got the craziness.
We've got 7 rows of cars up at the front. We've got 14 cars lined up double file. Everybody else behind them ended up topping off on gas. So those guys behind them, probably okay. But I got to point out, these next-gen cars, it is so dangerous to line up single file on the inside line like that after pitting late. You could lose the draft so easy in these things because of the insane amount of drag that they have. So I would be super worried for the guys at the back of the lead lap currently. Just really pay attention to the last 4 or so cars. They might fall off the back of the draft as we come to the green flag. Joseph Square leading us down on that inside groove. He's got his teammate, Sean Conklin, on the outside. Joseph brings us down to the green flag, immediately pulls up in front of his teammate. They've loved that outside line all night long, and they're loving it right now on the restart. Conklin, Joseph Squared to the outside in front of Richard Garcia.
Yeah, not as many Ryco cars on that outside line right now as there was before that caution, but granted, a couple of those Ryco cars were involved in that wreck, so those Ryco numbers are going to be a little bit lower here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see those guys get back up there pretty quickly.
Yeah, and even after that accident, everybody on the lead lap, nobody had terminal damage, nobody knocked out of the race. I believe everybody was able to get every bit of damage fixed, or at least enough to keep them competitive. So that's insane. We're halfway through this race, and we have not had a single competitor drop out at a Superspeedway. Whew, that's pretty nice.
Oh, that just pretty much confirms that the last half of this race is just going to be stupid.
There's too many cars in here for it to not go stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. These guys are kind of just chilling out. I mean, I say that
Gas.
Joseph Joseph's doing 202 miles an hour into one.
I do think we are in a little bit of gas saving mode here, right? We took that restart with 38 laps to go, and well, they pitted 2 laps before that. Yeah, you saved a little bit under caution, but you still got to save a little bit after that because Paul Bergoli in the chat let us know 37 laps full push. Whenever I ran the fixed set last night, it was about 38, 39. So I could definitely see the open set being a little bit different depending on what you're running. But here on the inside, Patrick Gitter getting a huge, huge push from Garrett Maines down on the inside, pushing that 21 all the way past Garrett Maines, Ryco teammate of Joseph Squared.
Yeah, Joseph Squared on that outside just a little bit. Kind of a split. Ooh, 3 wide further back is Derek Heitman taking it to the outside as things are kind of starting to kick off here in this lead pack as Joseph Squared gets separated from Conklin just a little bit. That outside line starting.
Yeah, that super outside line, that third lane all the way towards the back is honestly bunched up pretty well, and they might have a good head of steam here with Derek Heitman leading that outside groove. They're coming pretty quick. They're just about to get up to Tommy Gossett here on the outside. Gossett actually throws the block to the outside, and here comes Garcia, here comes Conklin, and here comes Joseph all on the outside to cover it off. It seems like the front 3 aren't completely convinced the outside line is the right place to be, as actually the first 5 all ducked down to the middle lane, leaving Nicholas Roman on the outside.
Man. Gossett tried to throw a heinous block on the 76 at Derek Heitman there, but Heitman was having none of it now. As now that third line, Nicholas Froman gets up to the 76 of Heitman. Here comes that outside line big time.
Ooh, there was no room there. Gitter just about throwing Tommy Gossett into the fence. Trying to throw a little bit of a hockey hip check there, the 21 on the 80. Luckily, nothing happened. Gitter kept it straight. Gossett kept it straight. We're still racing up at the front of the field. Gossett with a little help from a Team Conti car. That's Derek Heitman right behind the 80.
Oh, and you already know that was a revenge kind of block there for what Gossett did to Heitman there, but all is well here as things are starting to kick off once again. 3 wide as now Garrett Maines is starting to fall back a little bit. He's got a little bit of help behind him from Brandon Bikey there, but that inside line just not formed up at all as now everything has moved up.
Oh, man, we are starting to get that staggered 3 wide going. Garrett Maines leading that inside line with Brandon Bikey, trying to get that inside line moving. Justin Levine a little bit further back in there as well. Chad Gunninsman trying to push that inside line forward. That middle line actually starting to fall down to the bottom, leaving out a couple cars in the middle further back. But can that bottom line do it now? They don't have any side draft from that outside line. Gitter getting a push from the 41 all the way to the front of the field, side by side with Joseph Squared again, but starting to fall back down the back.
Oh, Heitman almost a little bit loose there on the outside. Got a bad push from the 95 on Nicholas Vroman there, but they keep it straight as Tommy Gossett now takes it to the inside. He's going to hop down in front of the 89 of Joshua Gathray. Heitman to the outside, but he's going to get blocked by Richard Garcia here. This outside line is starting to get a little bit feisty here. This is going to end up in tears if they don't calm down here. It's now Tommy Gossett all the way to the outside.
Look at Gossett to the outside. Oh, Joseph through the ball.
Oh,
Comes down. Huge wreck on the outside. Multiple drivers into the outside fence, sliding down into the grass. Multiple drivers sideways through the grass, through pit road, getting penalties. Multiple drivers sideways into the inside wall.
Cody Terlin, black flag. Brandon Bikey, black flag. Alan Wilson, meatball flag. Joshua Gathright, meatball flag. 5 cars now. Derek Heitman with the meatball flag.
Holy crap.
Talladega. How you darn?
Ooh, it was going to happen at some point, and it was relatively minor, right? It was a block thrown to the outside, and I felt like Joseph had corrected it to where he didn't have that rightward momentum by the time that Gossett hit his back bumper. Gonna have to get another look. Look at the very front of the field. Joseph throws the block. Yeah, his rightward momentum is stopped, but Garcia is still on the back bumper of Gossett. As Gossett and Garcia are linked up, Gossett hits the back bumper of Joseph. It pushes Gossett out to the outside because he just gets pinched out of that little hole, and that causes the entire accident with Garcia getting sent to the inside. Good save by Gossett. Unfortunately, a good couple of good cars getting taken out of that one.
You know who's going to have a really good view of this wreck? Alex Murray, who showed up on the scene right at the end. I want to get an onboard with him real quick.
Ooh.
Because he was back in the field for this one, and yeah, I mean, it just kind of exploded in front of him.
Man, I mean, it's just obviously nowhere for so many guys to go. Like you said, Terlin, Brandon Bikey getting spun around. I believe Joshua Watson did a decent job getting minor damage or preventing as much damage as possible. Oh, great job from the 39 getting that thing stopped. I mean, it's just almost too many cars to really break it down for every single one that was involved.
Yeah, let's look at this onboard here from the 22 of Alex Murray. I mean, kind of just clear in front of him. He sees the smoke, and then boom! Just absolute explosion of race cars in front of him.
I mean,
Did you see Brennan Bikey that going backwards?
Heitman down to the inside wall. Great job from Murray there, because half that time he couldn't see anything, right? I mean, there's just smoke in front of him. Just does a good job winding it down, getting on the brake pedal enough to where you're basically slowing down to the same speed that everybody else is wrecking at. Because if you hit somebody at the same speed you're going, you're not really going to get any damage. So good job from Murray there, just getting that thing wound down. And hey, he got around without actually hitting anybody anyway. So big credit to the 22, keeping that thing clean for the end of this race. You mentioned a couple people got penalties sliding through pit road. Man, I wish that we could code that out of the game. But
yeah, it was Cody Terlind and Brennan Bikey both got black flags for unsafe pit entrances.
Brandon Bikey did? He hit the outside wall. What the heck happened to Bikey? How did he get a...
I'm looking at it right now. It says he's got a black flag.
What? He hit the outside wall. I'm about to have to look back and see if he came all the way down to the... Did he go all the way down to pit road and then... No, I don't understand how he got a black flag. I'm looking at it right now. Are you sure it's not just a meatball for him?
Maybe it was driving the wrong way or something. But no, it's a complete black flag here for the one.
Huh. I really have no idea what that's for, unless he sped down pit road the next lap. He might have just sped down pit road coming down to fix his damage.
No, he had it at the time of the caution.
Well, then I have no idea what in the world Brandon Bikey could have possibly gotten a black flag for. No, our producer said maybe the restart, but that was too many laps from the restart. So he would have had to serve it by then, and he would have gotten DQ'd from the race because it had been more than 3 laps since the restart. So I don't really know why Bikey got a penalty.
Yeah,
unless he's reached the X limit, but there's no way, right? We haven't had any accidents. We haven't had enough accidents for that.
There's no way he got the incident limit. It's not a DQ. It's literally just a black flag.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to really figure that one out. That's just kind of a little bit out there. Going to check the pace car out this time by, see if we go to 1 to green. Does not look like it. Oh, just kidding. We are. I guess Barney the Flagman doesn't wrap up the yellow flag like they do in real life. I've been on here for 7 years. I think I know that.
That would be so cool if that actually happened.
They should. They absolutely should.
Yeah, get on that, iRacing. Let's code that in. That'd be pretty cool.
But before that, please make it where you don't get black flags whenever you get spun down pit road, please. Let's deal with the more important issue at first. I don't care about Barney as much.
Oh, that's not nice.
I mean, it's okay. I've been talking crap about a bunch of real people tonight. I'm sure that coded in flagman can take it.
Taylor Burris is punching the air about Barney the Flagman there. Taylor Burris does not take Barney the Flagman's slander.
I'll be sitting right behind the real life Barney this weekend, so I'll make sure I send a picture to Taylor.
You got start finish line tickets?
Yes, sir. Every year.
Lucky.
Come on now. So if a car flips into the catch fence, it'll be right there.
Hey, I might
get a souvenir.
I think you and Brandon are thinking about buying tickets around there as well for the October race.
Oh, well, I will be there. So.
You will.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, I might be there. Let's see. It'll be a little bit to the left. So if anybody, if you wanna meet GridVision broadcaster #1 on Monday nights, I will be I will be about right there wearing a Dale Earnhardt white Intimidator hat and a Dale Earnhardt jacket. So if you want to come say hey to the fake Dale Earnhardt, come on down and I'll take a picture with you.
Wait, Austin, are you gonna be there in October?
Oh yeah, of course. I've been to like 9 in a row. I'm not breaking that streak.
All right. We're meeting up in October. Meet you, Brandon.
Absolutely.
Meet you, Brandon. We're gonna go get drunk in the infield at Talladega Lane. How's that sound?
Ooh, it's Talladega Boulevard. It's Talladega Boulevard. You got to get it right, or else you're not allowed to come.
Talladega Boulevard.
There we go. That's what I like to hear. But here we go. Not on the boulevard right now. We're on the freaking tri-oval. Joseph Square bringing us back down to the green flag. Getting ready to kick this thing back off with 30 laps to green. If we couldn't make it last time, we can definitely make it to the end on gas this time. And the green flag is out. Barney the Flagman waves the green flag. Patrick Gitter does not get going on that outside groove. Houghton takes him 3 wide. That's going to really, really stagger up that outside line. It's basically completely disappeared now as he's actually jumped down to the inside line. Gitter has.
Yeah, literally everyone. Oh, Houghton checks out big time there. Big time.
Trying to find a hole?
No, he had the hole there.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, hey, a little bit of restart shenanigans. Justin Levine ducking to the outside. Alex Murray with Justin Levine out there trying to get past Houghton. They get a little bit of help from an Alex Murray teammate behind him as well, trying to push him through. I believe that's Trobach.
Yeah, it is Michael Trobach, and he's got
Look
more
at
teammates
Hollabaugh.
behind him. Oh,
Hollabaugh coming up there in front of Levine. Conklin coming up in front of Hollabaugh. Joseph squared with him. Miller Bonds on a pole sitter to the inside.
Are they 5 wide?
So I don't know, but somebody was in the fence for just a little bit. They're able to hold on to it. Keep it safe. Oh man, that's a tight 3 wide going down into turn number 1. They spread it out, fan out, 4 wide coming down into turn number 1. Oh, it's getting tight on the outside groove. The 91 stuck in the sucker hole. Second lane to the outside, just about ping-ponging off of him, finds a hole back there. Oh my goodness, it's so nervy. Every time they try to make it 4 wide, it's just like my heart stops.
Oh my goodness, I don't know if my heart can handle this, brother. I'm not gonna lie, I'm over here beating. I'm about 120 beats a minute right now. Just watching this, I can't imagine what these drivers are feeling right now.
And we splintered into 2 different packs because of the kind of shattered restart that we
God.
had. Oh, the weight moved down to the bottom. This is just, look, man, if you got a hole, you take it. But man, we've really shattered this time the different packs, right? I'm a little hard pressed to say that second pack is going to catch up to the front. Yeah, well, there's 2 little stragglers a little bit further back. I believe that's Edger Jr. and I can't quite tell who the car is behind him.
That's Michael Trobach, right behind him.
Okay, both those guys were just a little bit further off. They were able to catch up to the back of the 41 of Houghton, and now they're pulling up to the rest of the pack. But the second group behind them, they might be a little bit too far back.
Patrick Gitter up to the outside line there, getting those Team Conti guys lined up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, right there. You got Patrick Gitter, Alex Murray, Brandon Edstrom, Ed Shearer Jr., and Michael Trobach right there.
That pack's actually done a great job getting single filed out as they've started racing up here in the first pack. I thought that it was over because they were too wide, but going into turn number 3, that second pack got their act together. They're now single file, wrapping the bottom side of the racetrack as they're too wide for the lead. I think that second pack's actually going to get back up here.
Oh yeah, they are easily back within the draft here. There is, yeah, for sure back in the draft. So now, instead of 2 packs there, you got 1 big pack once again here at Talladega Superspeedway. Inside 30 to go here.
Great job to see those guys work together. I've been in too many races where people don't work together like that, including last night in a league race, and it drives me up a wall. But everybody into turn 3 did a fantastic job in that second pack to give themselves a chance at the end of this thing. And now they're back up with the main pack. A couple guys trying to make it 3, maybe 4 wide with the lap car as Turlin, who was battling up for the race lead earlier, unfortunately now with a lot of damage, getting lapped. Justin Levine side by side with Joseph Squared for the lead up in the front, but that bottom lane starting to fade just a little bit as he has to fall back to Miller Bonds.
Yeah, Joseph Squared getting a good run here. Looks like he's going to lead this lap. Actually, no, here comes Justin Levine back. Give that lap to Justin Levine by over a car length there, over the 20 of Joseph Squared. But things starting to kick off. Ooh, bit of a risky push there from the 54 at Conklin. And that's gonna back up that outside line just a little bit.
Oh, unbelievable, man. I just absolutely love the racing as Justin Levine jumps out to the other Ryco line, to the outside, covering off Joseph Squared. He's got help from Sean Conklin, though. And I imagine Joseph Squared and Conklin are a little bit tighter than Levine is with any of the other Ryco guys. I think everybody likes Levine. I think Levine likes all of them. But the rest of the Ryco guys are a tight-knit group. They really, really help each other out consistently. I know Levine's a little bit newer over there, so I don't know how committed they are to the back bumper of Levine compared to their other Ryco teammates.
Yeah, the entire Ryco house driver group there, they're all really close. They're all teammates, all really close, all really good friends. So I don't know how well Levine's going to fit into that camp, but right now it looks like he's fitting in
well enough
well
to push him up to the lead with 25 laps to go. But now if we get down to 2 laps to go,
ooh,
I don't know.
Roman with a hellacious block to the outside on the 22 of Alex Murray.
We still have 25 to go. Like I just said, he's throwing blocks. Oh my goodness, like it's the last lap. Down on the bottom line, the bottom line is starting to fall back just a little bit, but look who the pusher is. It's Garrett Maines all over the back bumper of the 12 of Miller Bonds. You got to think they're going to be flying up to the front of this pack with Maines all over the back bumper of a Ryco teammate. Now Nicholas Roman on the outside, making it 3 wide. That could stack up that middle lane just a little bit. They all kind of flow out to the outside as now Gitter makes the middle lane a 3rd line. Now Garrett Maines pulls out in front of Gitter. They're going to get a huge shove down the middle. Garrett Maines could get a huge run down to 1.
Oh, he is going to get a huge run as now they're formed up. You got Patrick Gitter pushing there, Alex Murray, the 3rd car line, Joseph Pisciata there. They're going to fall back down to that inside line. It's going to leave the 27 of Roger Pierce, who, oh, by the way, was sideways about 20 laps to go.
Gitter just shoved the ever-living heck out of Garrett Maines. They are two-car tandeming all the way up to the race lead. Gitter and Maines both clear of the outside line. Jumps in front of Justin Levine to the outside, going down to turn 3, but now Gitter sides it down to the bottom of the racetrack in front of his teammate of Alex Murray. Now it's Ryco on the top, Team Conti on the bottom.
Oh, got a little bit risky here. Sean Conklin now getting shoved big time. They're wrecking. Oh, man, big wreck there. Brandon Edstrom's involved, and now there goes Miller Bonds back up into Brandon Edstrom.
2 cars stuck into the outside wall. The 74, Brandon Edstrom, gonna have to get massive damage repair. That might be a little bit too much for the 74. Pretty hard right front damage. Gonna get another look at it on the outside groove. Conklin just gets into the left rear there of Joseph Squared, turns him down to the bottom, and then, oh man, a Ryco sandwich again as Miller Bonds comes back up across the racetrack. Brandon Edstrom, nowhere to go. Couple really good cars getting damaged. Could have gotten taken out of this one.
Yeah, that was a bit interesting there. Yeah.
Edstrom's all over the back bumper of Conklin, but Conklin kind of fades down as I feel like Joseph is holding normal line, and Conklin just gets the left rear. I don't know if he got pushed down the racetrack from his bump from Edstrom, or if he just floated down on his own. At the end of the day, it's Superspeedway racing. If you're offset on the back bumper by, half a foot, you can absolutely turn somebody. But we're gonna use this opportunity to take our final commercial break of the racing action of the A Open portion of tonight's racing. So be sure to stick with us. We've got a heck of a finish coming up for you after the commercial.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Ryco Performance, Monday Night Top Split action on the grid from Talladega Superspeedway. We're happy to have you here tonight. We've had a heck of a show so far. We've had an absolute blast. And I got to thank Ryco for putting this on, allowing us to put on these broadcasts week in and week out. Just got to give them a huge shout out. At Ryco Performance, we are more than a setup shop. We are a performance provider preparing you weekly with data and setups to get you ahead of the curve of the competition. Whether you're a seasoned sim racer or a weekend warrior, our cutting-edge data packs and one-on-one coaching sessions are tailor-made to push the limits of yourself and your virtual race car, giving you the winning edge that you crave. Why should you choose Ryco Performance? Well, we have expert craftsmanship by a team of seasoned builders, cutting-edge performance enhancements tailored to your vehicle, and unrivaled coaching and reliability to handle the most demanding circuits on the iRacing platform. For more information, visit us at ryco-motorsports.com, where we build champions and deliver results. And they are delivering Garrett Maines up to the race lead, currently leading the way. Patrick Gitter on the outside, Justin Levine pushing Garrett Maines on the inside, and Alex Murray on the outside with his Team Conti teammates. So we've got two Ryco guys and two Conti guys lined up nose to tail. A little bit of team battling here on the restart. And we are about to get that restart with 20 laps to go. I feel like I've got to catch my breath every 5 seconds. This race has been absolutely mental. Garrett Maines coming down to the green flag, taking it from Barney the Flagman. Him and Justin Levine on the inside line. Can Levine get up to that back bumper and push Garrett Maines out ahead of the 21, or is Alex Murray going to get to the back bumper of the 21 and push him by down the back?
And that outside line, they're formed up. You got Joshua Watson and Ed Sheeran Jr. 3 and 4. Oh, man! A little bit of PB Henry there taking it aggressive. As now Garrett Maines going to go up and block the 21 of Patrick Gitter. Coming up off of turn number 2, you got a third line forming further back. Tommy Gossett and Nicholas Vroman now on that outside line trying to get that third line going, as now that outside line is flying.
Aggressive from Maines on the inside, ducks out to the outside as Gitter got the run, blocked both Team Conti cars on the outside. I believe that's Joshua Watson in P4, another Ryco guy. So very, very split team decisions up at the front. Ed Sheeran Jr., believe Team Conti, right behind James Watson. So this is just, it's definitely turned into that team battle up at the front of the field.
Yeah, for sure. Team battle is the right way to put it. Is you got a Ryco, you got Team Conti, another Ryco, Team Conti. Yeah, it is just a mixed bag of race cars here, as they are just pushing everything for its worth, as we're within 20 to go now. This is the end game. This is where things are gonna go off.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to agree. We're coming to, well, we got 18 and a half laps to go down the back straightaway this time. Justin Levine, the 41 of Houghton, has not gotten off the back bumper of Levine here for a hot minute, and they're not even making up any ground, because look at how good the outside line is formed up. Finally, down to the turn 3 with the shorter distance, Levine's able to make some ground on the 12, but my goodness, down the back, even with Houghton giving that big of a shove, they just could not make up the ground here. Maines side drafting just a little bit out of 4, and now that outside line gets a big run.
Outside line with a big run, you get a little bit of mixing up there as PB Henry now to the middle. You got a car down low there. It's a 39. I can't quite catch who that is, but now that middle line starting to form as you got PB Henry, you got Tommy Gossett, you got Nicholas Vroman on that middle. As now Garrett Maines left out to dry. He's going to the outside. As now Alex Murray and Patrick Gitter through the middle. They're going to take the lead here, as now Alex Murray going to get side drafted for everything it is worth by Garrett Maines. And here comes that outside line with a huge run.
That move was great from Gitter and Murray, but Garrett Maines, with the most aggressive side draft coming out of turn number 2, completely disconnected the 22 from the back bumper, out and down to the apron, coming into turn 3, just about gets the left rear of Justin Levine. They end up saving it, holding on to it, no harm, no foul. Patrick Gitter and Alex Murray back to the middle. Gitter with a late move to the inside.
Alex Murray going to go down with his teammate, the 21. Man, those inside two lines have slowing each other down right now, side drafting like they are, as now that inside line's starting to get a pretty good run here, as now Justin Levine doesn't have any help from 30 of PB Henry behind him, as now they're coming up to 16 laps to go here at Talladega. Garrett Maines leading that outside line, but here comes those inside two lines once again, as now they're even with the fourth car on that outside line.
Those two lines on the inside, side drafting hard, kind of costing each other a little bit of time through the corner, but Down the straightaway, you would expect him to lose just a little bit more with that outside line really, really hooked up towards the front. But that middle line's coming. Justin Levine, PB Henry pushing through the middle. Garrett Mays comes down the block. Levine almost down to the apron. Levine through to the lead over Garrett Mays, and he ducks out to the outside.
PB Henry gets left out to dry there as now he's got the 21 of Patrick Gitter behind him on that inside line. You got that middle line starting to form up once again. That is that Brandon Evans there on that middle line? He's got Roger Pierce or Tommy Gossett for help on that middle line as here comes that inside line once again with a pretty good shot. Patrick Gitter pushing PB Henry for everything it is worth. Alex Murray trying to get up there to help that inside line up is now, they're trying to side draft, they're trying to block oh my goodness. Garrett Maines and Justin Levine, they tried to block there, but they didn't have the run and they didn't have the momentum to get it done.
But they ended up getting down and side drafting and allowing both of them to get a big run coming out of turn number 2. But now that middle line is starting to catch up once again down the back straightaway. That 39, Brandon Evans, where the heck has he come from? We haven't talked about him all night. Move him up to P2 over Garrett Maines.
And now the one of Justin Levine there goes down the block. He's got no help from behind. The only help he's got is now on the outside line. He goes all the way down to the inside the block. Garrett Maines to the inside block. Oh no! They're trying to wreck 4 wide here from about 3rd position. Justin Levine. Oh, there they go. They're wrecking.
Oh, big back across the field. Multiple drivers involved. Bumpers flying everywhere. Matt Hollaball with the front bumper completely torn off. Multiple drivers down on the apron, stuck sideways down in the grass.
Holy crap.
We still have a whole nother race. I mean, what? Oh my goodness.
We need to get another look off of Alex Murray because he just, and I mean just barely missed this. Look at his.
I don't think, oh my goodness, I don't think Joshua Watson knew that they were 4 wide. He kind of came down from, I believe, the 3rd groove. I might have a little bit of short-term memory loss because I just can't even, I can't think through what's going on.
I think we just need to take a second and breathe here.
Woo! Man, I love Talladega.
God. Like I said, I don't think my heart could take this, and I think my neighbors hate me.
I'm just happy I don't live in an apartment.
Oh, lucky you.
I'd have been kicked out.
Billy Rich bags over here.
Or live rent-free with my parents. Joshua Watson definitely did come down to the bottom and kind of pinched it, and then unfortunately just coming back up across the racetrack. Chad Gunning's been in the 97. Richard Garcia getting wrecked as well. I believe Matt
Let's get another look off the roof of Alex Murray here. He had another big-time avoidance here.
Sorry, DeCiani in the 4, I believe, got through. I was looking at a different 7. DeCiani is the 7 in stem, but his sim stamp number is 4, so not quite sure who that 7 was. Oh, it was Hernandez, unfortunately, who got caught up in that one. Yeah, this is definitely a good time to catch my breath. Look at Murray, man.
God.
I mean, yeah, he got into the back of Gitter there. And heck, to be fair for Gitter, he can probably fix all that damage too. I bet you Gitter ain't even out of this thing.
No, how does Alex continue to miss these? It's the 2nd time he's missed a huge wreck there.
Hey man, it is a talent to miss wrecks at these. Yeah, it takes a little bit of luck. It always does whenever you're at Superspeedway. If you're in the wrong place, you're just not gonna be able to dodge it. But there are definitely plenty of opportunities for for Alex Murray tonight. I mean, every time it's happened, he's been in a good spot to be able to react to it. But again, you do have to react correctly, and Murray's done that all night. I mean, he's been fantastic.
Oh yeah, I think we just need to take a second to breathe because that was insane. We're coming up to 10 to go here. Oh boy.
Cause it's getting harder and harder to breathe. I don't even know what song that is, but it's just kind of devolved into that.
I don't want to know what that song is.
I don't know either, man. It's from the 2000s, one of those weird rock songs, I guess, back in the day that I would listen to on MX versus ATV or something. I don't know.
Hey, MX versus ATV is a W game.
Oh, absolutely. Not anymore. They kind of suck nowadays. But back in the 2000s, they were amazing.
Yeah, for sure. And it's kind of sad that it's not a good game.
MX versus ATV anymore. Unleashed? Ooh.
Oh, my God. Peak gaming, bro. Bro, MX versus ATV off-road is what got me into rock music. I just want that to be known.
Dude, I mean, That doesn't surprise me.
That game is what introduced me to the likes of Avenged Sevenfold, Trapped, all those bands, Nickelback. Oh my god, dude.
Hey,
Dude,
uh, wha-
racing and then hearing Headstrong by Trapped come on was just the
ooh.
peak, bro.
See, I loved turning on NHL like 2003 and hearing "Sweetness" by Jimmy Eat World. I mean, that just
Oh
is like
my
stuck in
God,
my
dude.
head, man. I mean, it's like
And we just got copyrighted in 16 different ways.
we didn't sing it. Our producer did, but nobody can hear our producer, so we're okay.
That is true, but still, we just said the word and immediately got copyrighted.
You want me to sing the entire song?
Please don't.
And we might, it might
because I
ruin the
don't
race,
want-
and this race has been
Yeah.
so good, so I would hate
I
to
was
ruin
gonna
it.
say, A, I don't want anyone's ears to start bleeding, and B, I don't want us
Wow,
to get
wow, wow, wow,
copyrighted.
wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, I said
Rude.
that.
You've never heard it?
Yeah, I
Come down to Talladega in October and say that to my face.
did. Okay.
Wow.
I will.
No hesitation. Now I'm kind of scared.
I
I'll
will
take it down to turn
scare
7
you.
and see what happens.
Turn 7 makes another appearance here at Talladega.
I feel like it's been one giant turn 7 tonight. If you
No, it hasn't
let's-
been as crazy as turn 7 usually is
Yeah.
in Indy.
That's fair. And thank God we will never have to see it again.
That is true. I am so happy to never have to see turn 7.
We've got the
ever again.
oval back.
Oh, the battle is over. War is over.
The Dirty Air Fest is going to be amazing.
Go. Hey,
Oh my goodness, the next gen car in real life is going to suck around that
Yep.
racetrack. Can we put some progressive banking at Indianapolis? Let's put a
Oh my God,
temporary
Matt.
ramp up next to the wall so that we can just like rim ride it like the old Darlington where it was one lane.
Imagine Indy with progressive banking. That is the most cursed image I have ever thought of.
Dude, could you imagine Indy cars running 3 wide through those
Oh
corners?
my
going
God,
out?
dude.
Oh man.
We go on so many tangents under these cautions.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. I don't really know what to tell you. There's not really much to talk about under the caution. Sometimes it's just kind of what happens. And to be fair, we've had such a great race. We do need a little bit of off time to talk about something other than the race.
I mean,
because it's been nonstop,
dude,
man.
The tangents we've gone on just this caution alone. We went from talking about the wreck to talking about MX versus ATV off-road to talking about rock bands to talking about
NHL
NHL to talking about what was it else?
turn 7.
Turn 7, yeah, and then going to talking about Indy cars 3 wide, all in the span of 3 caution laps.
Hey, man, we're special.
Yeah, I'm not
We're
gonna.
the best commentating duo on iRacing. Just kidding.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, as our producer says, everyone knows what the special means.
Yeah, stupid. Anyway.
I didn't say it. It wasn't me. Please don't sue me.
Well, up at the front, we got 2 Ryco cars. Look at Ed Scherr, too. I thought he was out of this thing earlier. He's up into the second row with Michael Trobach. Tommy Gossett up in 5th. I mean, we still got a wide variety of race cars up here in the top. No telling who is going to bring home this victory. I've seen guys go from 8th to 1st to lead a lap multiple times tonight. Coming down to the green flag, Garrett Maines going to stop us down to the gas pedal. His teammate Justin Levine on the outside. This time, Maines does not fade up to the outside. He's getting that push from Scherr Jr. on the inside.
Yeah, Ed Shearer Jr. giving a pretty good push. 12 car Garrett Maines, they're down into turn 1. That outside line not really formed as you got Justin Levine and Michael Krobach there on the outside. Not able to get formed. Nothing's going to allow Tommy Gossett to get clear of that outside line.
He was clear for just a moment, not quite able to keep it. Garrett Maines now ducks out to the outside. Scherr Jr. not going to get help from Gossett. They're going to be 3 wide immediately. Scherr Jr. back out. Oh, they're wrecking down the back straightaway. No, they're still all straight. Still straight. They're going to keep it green. No caution flag is out.
Ow.
We're staying green, but the field is absolutely splintered.
How?
Nobody got super sideways, I guess. It's going to take a couple laps for this field to kind of find itself back together. You got to hope that nobody's side drafting too heavily. Is this? Oh, Nicholas Froman with massive damage having to pit. That's going to be the 95's race done.
That is going to be a black flag as well. There's no way he got down to speed there.
Oh man, this might have turned this into a 6-7 car race. It depends on that second pack. Can they get single file and push up here? Oh, heavy blocks in the second pack. Somebody on the apron further back. I mean, my goodness. Patrick Gitter with a massive block on PB Henry. This second pack's got to get it going. Got to get it figured out to get back up here. Tommy Gossett trying to get past the Team Conti guy up in the front row, making it easier on the second pack because the first pack is trying to race.
Yeah, Patrick Gitter now 205 miles an hour down into turn number 3 there. no doubt going to catch this lead pack here now at this pace.
Oh my goodness, they're absolutely going to get up there. Patrick Gitter getting a big
They're
push.
already up there. They're in the
draft. You're absolutely right. They're back. I didn't think they would get back, but Gossett was trying to get too racy with the Team Conti car. I feel like if he stays in there, you got to work with the Team Conti car there, right? Even though you're not teammates, if you work with them, stay single file and don't let that second group catch you. The worst you can finish is 7th, but now the worst he can finish is probably in the 20s.
Yeah,
or at least in the high teens.
Caught, and there goes Gitter to the outside. He's going to leave Tommy Gossett out to dry. It looks like Gossett's going to lose the draft here.
I mean, he is stuck on the bottom. I think he'll end up getting help. And look, a couple of guys starting to duck down. He'll get a little draft from some of these guys. Maybe if he gets some help from behind, he'll be fine. But, oh, they're getting racy up front. I think he will be fine. Justin Levine down to the bottom on his teammate, Garrett Maines. Both of them getting pushed by Team Conti guys. Patrick Gitter on the inside. Levine back up in front of Maines, able to keep the lead. Gets a push from the 12, and they're going to lead the way on the outside.
Oh my goodness, aggressive blocking here with 8 laps to go here. Justin Levine now leading that outside line. Patrick Gitter leading the inside line. He's going to get a push from the 30 of PB Henry down into the corner. They don't really have the help needed on that inside line because they're 3 wide a little bit further back in this lead pack. Brandon Edstrom and Joseph Pisciata trying to get up in some positions here.
Here it is.
Get up to their teammate.
Look at this 2-car tandem, PB Henry and Patrick Gitter flying, but I can't even talk, man. Maines and Levine, huge side draft on the bottom, breaks them up, and now it's splintered again on the inside. Levine with a little bit of an advantage from Maines, but that bottom line is a little bit more formed between those 3.
Yeah, this outside line. Oh, that outside line starting to get a little bit hairy here as now further back. Sean Conklin looking to the inside, or excuse me, to the outside of Brandon Bikey. Joseph Pisciata takes it to the outside now. 3 wide further back. You got Joseph Pisciata. Sean Conklin now trying to side draft. Brandon Edstrom pushing past the 54 of Sean Conklin. And now Conklin with a huge block there.
Oh, man, I think we both need to slow down. We're starting to stutter a little bit. We're starting to get a little too freaky. This race is getting a little too crazy. Let's just back it down a little bit, take a couple moments. Levine on the outside, Gitter on the inside. We're about to get an absolute heck of a finish. I'm telling you right now, 7 laps to go, 6.5 down the back this time. Garrett Maines all over the back bumper of Justin Levine, and he does not have help from behind. That is a Team Conti guy behind him, and he is absolutely not going to help as soon as he gets past, I believe, Gitter on the inside. Trobach has got to drop down to the inside, but it's not going to happen here. That inside line is actually formed up really, really well and getting a good push to contend with Levine. Unfortunately, coming out of turn 4, not meant to be. They fall back just a little ways.
Ooh, Ed Sheeran Jr. now going to jump up in front of the 39 of, I believe that is, can't quite catch who that is. I think that was Brandon Evans there.
Oh, Brandon Edstrom just about got turned. What a save from Edstrom back in the back.
And you know what? That's a little bit of beef from earlier in the race when Edstrom and Sean Conklin got together there. Oh my goodness, this 3 wide, big time aggressive move is Brandon Evans, Ed Sheeran Jr. And now here comes the 3 of Cody Terlin back in this lead pack.
Yeah, but he's a lap down. He's the only car 1 lap down, but he's up here racing as if he's racing for the win. Trying to just get back on the lead lap. He's got Brandon Bikey behind him. That outside line, though, Garrett Maines, Justin Levine, all of a sudden all by themselves, finally, some help. Duking out to the outside line. I believe that's, I can't even tell, man. I think that's Hernandez. Oh, no, it's Brandon Evans jumping out there to help him.
And now to the inside, there goes Cody Terlin. He's trying to get in and get into this lead pack and maybe get his lead lap back. And now he's going to hop back up in the outside line in front of Michael Krobach. Ed Sheeran Jr. now pushing everything out of that 72 car there. And now that inside line starting to fall off big time as now Patrick Gitter only has the help of PB Henry in that 30 car, and they're not really getting anywhere.
That outside line, man. Brandon Evans gets into the back of Garrett Maines. He goes hard into the inside wall. The front bumper's gone. The 12's race is done. And up at the front, Justin Levine is a sitting duck. Brandon Evans to the inside. Cody Terlin gets into the back of Levine as a lap down car. They almost wreck. Levine saves it, and they're side by side for the race lead.
Here comes Ed Sheeran Jr. now giving a push to the 1 of Justin Levine. He's got Brandon Edstrom and 91 of Joseph Pisciata. Brandon Bikey now on that outside line. This outside line is here to stay, and it's now full of Team Conti cars because that entire Ryco camp has gone to the bottom.
I thought Brandon Edstrom was out of this thing. He was done, dusted. That right front fender was off of that number 74. Now he's back up in the 3rd place position, looking to make it 2 better. Justin Levine, though, leading that outside line ahead of Ed Sheeran Jr. and Brandon Edstrom.
Brandon Bikey now trying to get out to the 91 of Joseph Pisciata, trying to get something going here. Now Michael Krobach through the middle there. He's got help from the 21 of Patrick Gitter. They really don't have any help from anyone else, so they're not able to get anything going.
Ducking down to the bottom, though. Oh, does he get hung out by his teammate here? Patrick Gitter kind of pushed him down to the inside. No, he actually leaves a hole, lets him get back up to the top side. But we do have that single file train going around the outside of the racetrack, coming to 3 laps to go. Gotta say, I'm a little surprised to see the calm before the storm, and you do know it's the calm before the storm.
Brother, we're already in the storm. This is literally the eye of the hurricane.
Down a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
This is the eye of the hurricane.
Yeah, we've entered the eye, so it's a little calm right here, and we're about to get right back into the eye wall. I mean, it's about to hit us like a truck in about half a lap.
Yeah, we're coming up to 2 laps to go here. You got a couple of Ryco cars here as lappers, maybe going to try to play blocker here and try to help their teammate here possibly.
This will be interesting. Levine, very, very late, ducking down to the inside, going to force everybody down to the bottom of the racetrack. As the 3 Ryco guys stay out to the outside, just not enough speed to even stay with this main pack. Edstrom looking to the outside, maybe taking it from Scher. Man, I said in the pre-race that Levine and Edstrom can't win anywhere, and they're 2 of the top 3 positions.
Yeah, I tell you what, Edstrom and Scher, they're going to stay together. These 2 are teammates in the same camp here, so if they don't stay together, I'm assuming their team owner Alex Murray is going to have some words for them. But right now, you got 3 Team Conti cars there on that outside line and a Ryco sandwich with Justin Levine and Sean Conklin there. So this is going to get interesting between these 5 because realistically, these are the 5 that have the shot at winning this race.
And Levine is a sitting duck. He is in the worst place imaginable. He's going to have to throw 3, 4, 5, 6 huge blocks on the final lap to even have a chance. And you can just tell that those Team Conti guys are just waiting for it.
Yeah, and they're starting to set up for the run here. It's now Joseph Pisciata starting to back up a little bit to the bumper of the 54, Sean Conklin. Now Edstrom starting to back up a little bit. I wonder if they're calling for Ed Shearer Jr. now to start backing off a little bit. As they're coming to the white flag here, things going to start kicking off here very, very soon.
The race is official. 1 lap to go. Barney the flagman waving that white flag for Justin Levine on the outside groove, leading the entire front pack. Just a couple cars down on the inside, trying to make something work, but they're probably too far back to do anything. Joseph Pisciata is turned, and he does! That makes it a 2v2. Oh, good save from Pisciata, but he's out of the running. Conklin with a huge block on PB Henry, and now Braden Bikey is all over the back bumper of Sean Conklin into turn number 3. What can Ed Shearer Jr. do?
Now Brennan and Ed Shearer to the outside. Levine blocks to the inside. Ed Shearer Jr. now side by side for the lead. They're going to wreck further back. Now 5-car race for the win here. Justin Levine has the lead coming to the checkered flag.
Who's it going to be? Levine or Edstrom? Edstrom to the inside. Levine on the outside. Edstrom turns. Brandon Edstrom turns. Justin Levine to the line. And Brandon Edstrom just got DQ'd. Brandon Edstrom got DQ'd at the line after turning Justin Levine, and here's the win over to Brandon Bikey, who ties with Edward Scherer Jr. in the iRacing timing. We have him by 1,000th of a second. On iRacing, it's 0.
What?
Oh, why would he do that if it was going to DQ him? Why would he do that? Oh, dude, you know what? I bet that the first bit of contact coming through the tri-oval is actually what did it, and Brandon turned him out of frustration. He probably got it about right here. Well, I don't know. Probably not. That was very minor contact until he turned Levine. I have never in my life seen a finish like that. Intentionally turned the leader and get DQ'd right at the line? What?
What? Dude,
is that the only way that race could have ended, or what? I mean, like...
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm genuinely speechless.
He disappeared on the line! I can't believe it! And Brandon Bikey is doing the opposite of a Polish victory lap. Where did Bikey even come from, man? We're going to send it to a commercial break real quick. This is going to be our last one of the A-Open. On the other side, we're going to have interviews because we got to figure out what the heck just happened. Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split. We just finished our A-Open race, which ended in the only way that it possibly could have. Brandon Bikey up at the top. I know it says 1,000 for the second. iRacing tells me it was a tie between Bikey and Edward Scher Jr. Sean Conklin, where did he come from? Rounds out the podium in third. Jonathan Hernandez fourth. Justin Levine probably should have won the race. Got intentionally wrecked at the line by somebody that got DQ'd right before the line. Finishes in fifth. Chad Gunningsman in sixth. PB Henry in seventh. Joseph Bisciotta in eighth. Patrick Gitter ninth. Brandon Evans rounds out the top 10. Tommy Gossett in 11th. Alex Murray 12th. James Houghton, Michael Krobach, Joseph Squared, Richard Garcia, Tyler Crook, Willard Wilson, Miller Bonds, and Matt Cox round out your top 20. And then Ryco Performance on Monday Night Top Split. We do still have a few more that I got to run through. My apologies. 21st, Brandon Edstrom. He's the one that got DQ'd. What in the world was Brandon thinking at the end of that one? Nicholas Roman, 22nd. Cody Turlin, 23rd. Roger Pierce, 24th. Joshua Watson, Garrett Maines, Matt DeCiani, Matt Hollabaugh, Joshua Gathright, and Derek Heitman round out your 30-car field. Unfortunately, we could not get in touch with our top three finishers. We do not see them in our Discord. So, unfortunately, we will not be be able to interview our top three. Honestly, the two guys I want to interview really bad are not even in the top three anyway. So, it all works out. But that's going to do it for the A Open. We will be back in just a handful of minutes for the B Open. We have to catch our breath a little bit. I imagine you guys need to rest your eyeballs and your ears a little bit because I'm sure I just about made a couple of you bleed out of your ears with the just ridiculous screaming at the end of that one. So stay with us. I don't know if the B Open can beat what we just saw, but we're going to try. Welcome back to the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split. I'm Austin Edstrom, standing alongside Nick Stein, Austin Derbyshire behind the production booth. Gotta be honest, I'm not quite recovered from 5 minutes ago. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this one, but we're gonna do our very best because that race was too good to not at least give the second one an opportunity to live up to the hype. I mean, goodness gracious. We're gonna have a relatively abbreviated intro to the race today for the second one anyway. Only 3 minutes remaining in the qualifying session, so not too much to talk about. But we are going to run through our track map once again. Maybe a couple other things in the beginning just to kind of give you guys a heads up of what's coming on the grid this week. But here's the track map. Once again, every time we zoom in into Talladega, Alabama, I get the butterflies pumping in my chest. It just makes me feel so good. Look at that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful racetrack.
Good old Roll Tide country.
That's what I'm talking about, buddy. You see that big field in between the back straightaway there in the airport? That's where they play the big country concert every single race, the Saturday to 4. My goodness. Okay, we're gonna stop that. But anyway,
yeah, please. For the love of God.
I'll be talking like that plenty come Friday night. But for tonight, I'll be sure to keep it nice and half normal for you guys. That's about as good as I can do at any given time of the day. But we're gonna jump into our not standings, goodness gracious, our schedule. They both start with an S. I'm gonna jump into our schedule for the upcoming week here on the grid. I guess where we're at every single day of the week that we call something Talladega Superspeedway. Oh my goodness, Talladega Superspeedway twice tonight, once tomorrow night for the Champion Power Equipment iRacing Truck Series. That's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Coming at you live from, obviously, Talladega at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then, guess what? We're back at Talladega on Wednesday for the Thunderclap iRacing Series. That's also going to be a fantastic show. I mean, it's Talladega. Come on, 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Don't forget that race is the Pine Golf Dash for Cash round 2, so that one's also going to be fun.
Ooh, you know they're going to be feisty. What we just saw at the end of the A Open race was absolutely crazy. You got to imagine they're going to be running a little bit harder for a little bit of cash come Wednesday night. That's 8:30 p.m. Eastern in the Thunderclap Series. And then Friday night, back here once again for the Ryco Performance Friday Night NIS Top Split at Talladega. I'll be watching that race from the infield at Talladega. Nick, I'm sure you're going to put on a heck of a show for me on that night. But we're going to jump into our broadcast picks here real quick. Up first, of course, myself, Talladega Superspeedway. Who else is going to pick first but me? And it's going to be Heath Schneider. Looking to see Heath Schneider put this thing in victory lane.
I'm going to take the 5 car at Jared Mogart because, he doesn't have a time set in qualifying, but it is a plate track, and I like his chances. He was doing really good at Atlanta before he got called up in an unfortunate wreck, so hopefully tonight he can do a little bit better.
And then Austin Derbyshire, he's just, still a homer. Justin Levine, to be fair, he probably should have been right last race, but my race pick decided to destroy that. Wow, actually, me and Nick both picked Brandon Edstrom, and our producer picked Justin Levine, and Brandon Edstrom decided that neither of them were going to win at the end of last race, turning Justin Levine and getting himself disqualified right at the line. Crazy tie between the two behind him, which ended up being for the race lead. Brandon Bikey brought that one home. Who's it going to be in the second one? Well, we already showed you who we're going to pick, but we're going to run through our starting grid here with Philip Groner. Look at that. Perfect on the nose of the 2/10 of a second bracket there. 53-2 from Philip Groner. William Price lining up in the second place spot. Tim Duggar in 3rd. Heath Schneider 4th. Justin Levine in 5th. Eddie Rose 6th. Brandon Burkhart in 7th. Johnny Avila in 8th. Cody Porter 9th. And Nathaniel Landwehr in 10th.
Matthew Schlick going to be in 11th place with Colton Harvey in 12th. Scott Tapley in 13th position with John Williams in 14th. Rounding out the people who set times tonight. First car did not set a time. It's going to be Michael Krobach in 15th place with Tyler Justice in 16th. Jared Mogard, my race pick, going to be in 17th with John Vanderbilt in 18th. Cameron Sarton going to be in 19th.
David Robertson's in 20th. Ricky Udding is in 21st as I've lost my co-commentator. 22nd is Nick Holslander. 23rd, Dylan Murcott. 24th, Ryan Elmore. 25th, Chris Frost. And 26, rounding out the 26 car field, is going to be Blair Wickett there on the outside of row number 13. Nick, are you okay?
No.
I mean, I feel like we mess up names all the time, and we give it a little chuckle. I don't know if I've ever had a full breakdown in the middle of the starting lineups.
Your little chuckle is what took me out. I was just gonna go past it, and I just heard you snort, and I'm sitting here trying to hold my tongue, and it's I couldn't hold it until I got to 20.
Oh, I can't wait to get this one kicked off, man. A little bit shorter than our A Open that we just had. This one only 60 laps. We just had 70 circuits around this beautiful racetrack in Talladega, Alabama. Looking through the field, just kind of picking out some names. You know, it's kind of a pre-race tradition for myself to pick out some names that I really am going to have a hard time with. Not really too many difficult ones in here today. I got to say Ricky Udding. That's a funny word because I feel like you could really go to like rickety udder, and I feel like it's really weird, like a. But look at that, Heath Schneider with the GridVision logo. I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes. That A Open race just really kind of threw me for a loop, and now my mind is maybe backwards.
Yeah, like if this race is, I was telling y'all earlier, if this race is as crazy as that A Open was, I don't think I'm surviving the night.
I'm not waking up for work in the morning, I can tell you that. Oh boy, man, this has just been insane, and we still have so much Talladega action coming at you for the rest of the week. I mean, goodness gracious, I gotta be right back here tomorrow night for the trucks. I mean, this is gonna be awesome, man. I love it.
Yeah, and I get to be back here Wednesday night leading the show for the Thunderclap iRacing series.
Woo!
It's gonna be the Xfinity car there Wednesday night. That one's gonna be a fun one.
I like how we're kind of spreading it out. The way that we have our leagues and our Ryco schedule kind of matched up. You know, Monday night we've got the A and the B car. Tuesday night, rounding out that perfect little schedule there with the C, the truck. And then Wednesday night, refreshing with the B and going back to the A on Friday night. What's TNT going to be on Thursdays this year, starting in May? Oh, the SRX car, my producer just said. Okay, you might have to put me in for Thursday night commentating.
Go and put me on for that as well.
Yeah, that might be pretty fun. I haven't seen the SRX cars yet, so that'll be an interesting thing to pay attention to coming in May. That's gonna be the TNT series. Be sure to. Oh boy.
What was funny about that?
Sorry, I got a message across my phone from
I saw that
somebody that might have gotten destroyed at the end of last race, and I had to react to it. Anyway, we're gonna try to forget about that. That man right there has an opportunity to right the wrongs that were done to him at the end of last race. Coming to the green flag though, Philip Groner, William Price, gonna lead us on the front straightaway, front row. The number 23 on the inside. Coming down to the green flag, Tim Duggar on his back bumper. And we're green in the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split B Open.
Starting out a little bit calmer than they did in the A Open because they were literally 3 wide before they got to turn 1 in that A Open. Looks like these guys are taking a little bit more calm.
Yeah, a little bit more of a cautious start. Everybody's just kind of taking care of each other so far. Now we are only about a mile into this thing, so give them time. And I'm sure it'll get a little crazy as a couple of people fan out to the apron, trying to get out of it before it gets crazy. Probably a smart thing to do for a couple of these guys. Just make sure you keep your fenders clean. These things are not as tough as the A car, so if you do get in one of those big accidents, it is a little bit harder to fix all the damage and come back from it.
Yeah, that's one of the bad things about the B car. I swear we harp on this literally every week. If you get any sort of damage with the B car, it's pretty much race over, even with the new damage model. So I think it's time that we put that to bed.
Still better than the old one, to be fair.
That is true. I mean, we've literally said that for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, we're kind of beating a dead horse at this point, but sometimes it's fun to beat the crap out of a dead horse. Anyway.
I don't know what you guys do for entertainment in Alabama, but we don't beat dead horses.
I'm bringing one to the infield of Talladega this week. I mean, I don't know what he's talking about. I might cut it open like they do for camels in the desert whenever it gets cold at night and sleep inside of it.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Don't. Philip Groner trying to take the lead on the inside here. Oh, back from William Price, but Price is getting a big shove from Heath Schneider on the outside line there in that 29. Able to keep the 8 just side by side with Groner here up at the front. I think we're going to see a more calculated race than the A Open. The A car, because of how much drag the leader has, it leads itself to huge runs. I feel like you can control the race a little bit better in the B car than you can the A.
Yeah, for sure, especially if you get two teammates leading these outside lines. It's really easy to control the race, like you said. I mean, you see that third line forming, and I wouldn't be surprised to see another car jump up in front of there and maybe try to control this race a little bit. But you're right. When my first plate race back at Daytona here in the B car, it surprised me how easy it was to control the race. Because, I mean, I had a bunch of my teammates, and we were just controlling all three lines, and it was a pretty easy win.
Yeah, we see that third line starting to form here. Look at this on the very outside groove. The number, the 5 Team Conti car out on the outside. Who is that way out on the outside trying to take the lead? That's Williams. John Williams from P11 last time by, all the way up to second, now taking the lead down to turn number 1.
Yeah, they're not as quick as the Cup cars here, just barely scratching 195. But I mean, let's be honest, compared to what these Xfinity cars are doing in real life, 195 is absolutely hauling.
To be fair, I don't know what they run in real life. I feel like it changes year over year, man. Every time they change the package just a little bit, man.
It's been hovering around 185 top speeds.
That shocks me. I would have figured they'd be faster. Look at Williams here, ducking down all the way to the bottom line. 2 blocks. A little stutter step in the middle there, kind of blocking off the 8 and then coming all the way down to the bottom to make sure he picks up Philip Groner on the inside line. John Williams firmly into the race lead with that 8 trying to come back on the outside. Oh, look at this. His help ducks out to the outside. I sounded like Jeff Gordon there for a minute. Heath Schneider trying to make it 3 wide out there on the outside.
Yeah, 3 wide here for the lead, or not quite the lead, but just about 3rd, 4th place around there. You know, it's not like the A Open where I called 4th place being 14th place, actually. So I'm getting better.
Hey, minor improvements, we take those.
Hey, there's a reason I'm a
Hey, it could be worse. You could have intentionally turned somebody for the race win in the A Open and gotten disqualified.
Damn, that's right.
Dude, it's funny because in the pre-race I was saying that they never win anything, and then they lost in the dumbest way you could possibly lose in iRacing. I mean, it proved my theory absolutely correct.
What is this? What is this? Vortex theory?
Call me DW.
DW.
I'm a Talladega DW, buddy. They call it Earnhardt country. I call it Edstrom country. Austin Edstrom, not Brandon, apparently.
I'm clipping that. I'm sending that to Brandon.
Oh, that poor guy's never going to hear the end of that one.
Nope, no, he's not. And if I know what's happening in that Phantom Synsports Discord, he is getting flamed right now.
you gotta think. It's probably a good thing he's not in this race, because I think Justin Levine would Gronk spike him right now. Philip Groner ducking out to the outside, picking up the 8. William Price trying to get pushed through. Tim Duggar still stuck on the inside, trying to push through on that inside. Not really fighting anything in that 31 car. Seems to be pretty content with holding that inside line, pushing whoever's out there or down there. You know, typically I'd rather be on the inside. I feel like you've got more escape routes if a wreck happens. So I like hovering on the inside, especially in the early going. You ain't got to push too hard. Just keep the guy in front of you up there, contending for the lead, and just put yourself in a good spot.
Yeah, but, I mean, these B Open races, they could go from relatively calm like they are right now. I mean, I say relatively calm and they're 3 wide, but, you know, this is relatively calm for a B Open race. I mean, I've seen these races where these guys try to go 5 wide at the end of this thing, so... Oh, man!
Wow! That was a little aggressive for how much room he had. I feel like he had way more room than he thinks, or than he thought he did, because he went to the outside as fast as he possibly could. John Williams in the 5. Gonna end up losing out. Tim Duggar on the inside, getting pushed from, well, it was Justin Levine. Now Levine ducks out to the middle line, and Levine's gonna take the lead from Tim Duggar.
Yeah, Levine now doing exactly what he did last race and trying to control all 3 lines here and just trying to keep this race in his control and hopefully have a better outcome than he did in the A Open.
You say that, but he gets left there, and he doesn't have too much help. Williams in the 8, William Price in the 8 is only, or goodness gracious, is his only help in the inside. I'm saying everything wrong. He's in the middle. Anyway, we're going to focus up towards the front of the field. Philip Groner is getting passed by that outside line. Heath Schneider coming, pushing that outside line.
Everything's starting to calm down a little bit here in this lead pack. These guys starting to kind of realize that it's a little bit too early to be crazy 3 wide, you know? I mean, it is a 60-lap race, so it pretty much is a sprint, but still, we're not even a 6th of the way into the race yet, so I think these guys are finally starting to realize it's not really worth it to be 3 wide just yet.
Yeah, you don't have to run super hard, but of course, you want to have that track position, especially coming down to the pit stop. Take as little fuel as possible, and you know, if you're running first compared to 20th, that's about a second and a half that you're saving on pit road for being in the front. That allows you to maybe not make a mistake, but you know, maybe just be a little off on your braking zone. Just give up a little bit more time. You can be a little bit more careful getting down to pit road and coming out of pit road if you can get up to the front. Obviously on lap 9, not quite close to those pit stops yet, so plenty of time to work yourself up to the front of the field, but you got to start thinking about that track position game early in this one.
Yeah, track position. I mean, let's be honest here. In the Xfinity car, track position is everything no matter where you are, but it's twofold here at late tracks. I mean, having that track position and having the ability to know what's going on behind you, it's almost overpowered. I mean, if you're up front here, you control the strategy, you control the pace, you control the lines, you basically control the entire race from up front. So, you know, having that track position is of utmost importance here, especially at plate tracks. I said this
and here
plate tracks 4 times.
the two guys that have the track position right now, Dylan Murcott on the outside in the 16, Heath Snyder on the inside in the 29, flowing through turns 3 and 4 at the Talladega Superspeedway. 2x2 all throughout the field currently, well, at least through the top 6 or so rows. Kind of staggers out to single file for a couple behind them, and then goes back down to 2, and then right back down to 1, all the way to the back of the pack. So honestly, a lot of conservative running, I'd say, at this point. Yeah, there's a little bit of aggression. You see Justin Levine poking to the outside of the 16 here, switching up who we've got on the outside line, or leading the outside line. Levine trying to come through, lead a couple laps, but all in all, a little bit calmer, a lot calmer than that A-Open race we saw a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, and that's another thing with these B cars is, I mean, it's not
Murcott. Murcott.
Goodness, Murcott going up there to side draft for everything it's worth. But I mean, with this B car, it's not. You can't push in the corners like you can with the A car. So these guys aren't as aggressive with the pushes. That means the runs aren't going to be as aggressive. That means the moves aren't going to be as aggressive. And that means we're not going to see as much aggressive blocks like we did with the A-Open race, purely because you can't push as hard, so you can't generate as hard of runs. Excuse me, as we're going to see the 16 car there get left in the middle.
Yep, Murcott going back to the back and getting stuck in the sucker hole. Nobody really willing to work with him here. He's got, finally, somebody ducks out just a little bit further back. That's Tim Duggar ducking out to the middle line, and a couple guys in front of him. Oh, Duggar back to the inside, but Murcott looks to maybe have some drafting help from in front as the 23 is ducked down in front of him in that middle groove. Justin Levine is ducked down to the bottom side in front of his good buddy Heath Snyder. I was about to say teammate. Don't believe they're teammates anymore, but Heath Snyder, Justin Levine definitely going to be working together tonight. Still up towards the front of the field. Justin Levine getting that shove from friend of the show, Heath Snyder, in the 29 car, but looks like this time by the 99 on the outside. Nick Huslander is going to lead that lap. Lap number 12 goes to the number 14 in sim, number 99 on your screen right there. Still side by side with Justin Levine, trying to pinch him down to the inside, trying to get that side draft so that he can get a better run out of the corner, get that 23 up to the back bumper of the 99, and get that shove all the way down the back straightaway. And Murcott has kind of recovered here. Third in line on the outside, make it second as the 99 ducks down to the inside, picks up Justin Levine, and allows the 23 of Philip Groner to lead that outside line. Still 2x2 all throughout the field. Nobody really, I would just say nobody's really showing their stuff this early. Nobody's really showing what they can do. Yeah, a couple people have jumped up to the top side, gone to the lead, cycled to the lead, but that's kind of all it's been, is just kind of little cycles to the lead. You find yourself on the outside, leading that outside groove. You get up to the race lead, and then you duck down to the bottom. For the first time, I believe, tonight, we're seeing somebody really switching lanes between the two lanes. Levine might have done it a little bit earlier, but Holzlander this time ducking to the outside, preventing Groner from getting a good run down the back straightaway, just forcing him to hit that back bumper all the way down the back, down into turn number 3. Holzlander can't quite get clear of Levine coming down into the corner, allowing Levine to have that tighter distance around the inside, not having to travel quite as far, allowing Levine to pull up side by side with the 99, but coming out of the corner, Holzlander with a bigger push from Groner, able to take the lead, and he's going to lead this time by. Holzlander ducking back down to the bottom side of the racetrack. He ducked high last time by, this time ducking back low in front of Justin Levine. Philip Groner with a push from the 16 of Murcott. Still trying to get that outside line working, trying to get to the outside of Holzlander before he can make that block. This time it's going to happen down the back straightaway. Groner to the outside of the 99, move the 23 side by side for the race lead. Coming down to turn number 3, how heavy does he side draft through the center of the corner? Does he give himself that opportunity coming out of turn number 4? Oh, just about a slide on the very outside of the racetrack. Able to hold it 3 wide and fall back in line, likely fall back in line in a couple moments, but further up towards the front of the field, Levine, Holzlander still side by side, that 99 with a bigger run out of the corner. But Schneider gave the 1 a big push coming into the tri-oval at the line this time by, man, that's going to be close between the two. Levine drags the brake a little bit, I believe, coming out of the tri-oval. Allows Holzlander to have the lead for now. Can Levine get back down and cover off that inside groove before the 99 can come back down? He does. They're side by side once again out of 2.
Yeah, just Levine has a pretty good run here through the inside, and Holzlander there on that outside getting a pretty good push from Philip Groner on that outside, and that outside line is actually doing a lot better than you're used to seeing in this B Open. Is now Holzlander going to go down in front of the 1 of Justin Levine.
Yep, Holzlander really kind of playing the Pied Piper role very well so far. The last couple laps, duck to the outside, duck to the inside, duck back to the outside, now back to the inside here. This time, Levine leaves him out to dry, but he got hung out to dry by the 23 and the 16, and now we're 3 wide for the race lead. The 23 cannot quite get clear of Justin Levine. Now 3 distinct lines forming as we come up to the start-finish line. This time it's going to be the 23, but Levine side drafting him hard down to turn 1.
Philip Groner takes the lead there, just barely, 35 thousandths of a second there over Justin Levine. And I mean, you had your top 5 all within a 10th of a second there. That's how close it is here at Talladega for the lead.
That's ridiculous. I mean, they're just all racing so hard. A little bit of a stack up coming out of turn number 4, throwing some different drivers into different lines. A couple guys not patient enough. Everybody just trying to make moves, getting a little antsy to get up towards the front of the field. Tyler Justice was all over the back bumper from Justin Levine there. Down the back straightaway, Levine ducks back down in front of the 99. Takes over the race lead from Holzlander. Holzlander's not content, though. He's trying to look to the outside. Maybe ducks back down to the inside before they get to the tri-oval. No, continues to go to the outside. Side drafts Levine. Oh, but that's going to leave the 99 stuck out there 3 wide once again. Tyler Justice to the inside. He's going to take the race lead at the line.
Now Holzlander not going to have any help here. Is now Philip Groner going to take it to the outside. He's got his teammate of Michael Krobach there right behind him. So you got 3 Team Conti cars there on the outside trying to make this third line work. Whereas you got a ton of other different shops here just kind of scattered throughout the rest of the top 10 here. Oh, man, as Michael Krobach there got a little bit hairy and had to go back down to the middle line.
Yeah, still side by side up here at the front. Justin Levine getting pushed by Tim Duggar in the 31. Tyler Justice getting pushed by Heath Schneider in the 29 down on the inside of the racetrack through 3 and 4. That 3 distinct lines that we were talking about not too long ago, just a couple laps ago, has completely vanished, or at least the third line has. Now we're back down to 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 all the way through the field until you get back to about the 16th place spot where we go single file.
And you know, that's the MO of Xfinity here at Talladega. I mean, you could be 3, 4 wide, and then the next lap, it's back to, calm wind, no waves, and, here in a few laps, I guarantee you they'll be 3 wide again.
Even if they are, so far, everybody, well, as soon as you say that, the 99 looked out there, not quite able to do it, but so far through the early going of this race, I feel like it's been relatively tame, but we've still seen good hard racing between everybody, just not everybody's taking care of each other, I would say, so far. And nobody's lost the draft so far either. Everybody within 2.5 seconds of the race lead, just kind of minding their own business, playing their own game, making sure they race the racetrack, play their own strategy. We're just not seeing any bonehead moves. Like, I wouldn't even say we saw bonehead moves last race. It's just they were just so aggressive.
Yeah, and that once again, that's the thing with the Xfinity car. You can't be aggressive like that, because if you're too aggressive, you're going to go spinning. Because once these tires start to wear on this Xfinity car, this car gets really hairy, especially in the tri-oval. Trust me, I learned that the hard way at Daytona. So, yeah.
Well, as we are stuck in this 2x2 gridlock for now, Justin Levine leading the outside groove, Tyler Justice leading the race on the inside. We're going to jump to our first commercial break of the B Open race. Be sure to stick with us. Got 40 laps to the finish whenever we come back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the grid, where we've got some pit stops here in the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split. The B Open race here, multiple drivers coming down pit road. Oh, a little bit too far. Was that Tyler Justice?
No, that's
going a little bit
Matthew
too far.
Schlitt.
No, excuse me. Tyler Justice stayed on the racetrack. Same colored splitter there. But Matthew Schlitt going a little bit too far. Might have picked up a black flag.
Definitely did. He was doing like 100 at the cone.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about going too wide. I didn't even think about the speeding. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That poor man is going to be sitting in the pit box for about 55 seconds or so.
Yeah, he was doing 73 at the line.
Ooh, yep, that's going to be a little bit too fast there, buddy. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, Alabama Highway Patrol does not play around from what I've heard.
No, we don't. No, we don't. I can tell you right now from experience. But the rest of them coming down pit road. Look at this. Just about the rest of the field. Heath Schneider, Tim Duggar, Justin Levine, a little sketchy, the 46. Oh, who's that? A little bit further back. Couldn't quite tell who that Elliott Sadler eSports car is, but he ends up getting it woe down. It's Robertson in the 12. David Robertson does a good job getting that woe down. Saw a little bit of tire smoke. But this is the rest of the lead lap cars, I believe, coming down pit road, getting their one and only opportunity to come down pit road, unless we get a caution later in this event.
You know, I feel like this B Open is kind of like our opportunity to calm down after the craziness that the A Open usually is. You feel like that?
I mean, we needed it, to be honest with you. I literally would not have been able to handle another A Open.
Yeah, I feel like every week kind of just use the B Open to kind of just vibe.
Holy cow! Look at these guys flying through. I can't believe how much faster they were coming through after the pit stop. Nathaniel Landward just absolutely blew by everybody that came down pit road, and they were a smaller group. I cannot believe how much they gained on the rest. Now, the rest is a bigger pack, so I feel like everybody's going to run it back down, but that's pretty impressive from these three. Holzlander, Williams, Mogard, all with a really good pit sequence.
Yeah, that's the thing with the B Open is you can really get a three-car tandem going and pull a lot of time. I mean, Justin Levine is still just about a second off of Mogard there. Jared Mogard, who this pack of three, they're about another second off of Colton Harvey, Cody Porter, Johnny Avila. This next.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't even mention Avila and Porter up there. Landwehr up in the lead. I mean,
yeah, I was
six of them
stuttering over my words.
Yeah, I named the second pack. I figured maybe they would get together and just push each other forward. I feel like that'd be the smart play. I gotta say, I'm happy as heck they're not doing it because, man, you get the two single file trains, it can get a little boring. But instead, they're going 2x2. Gotta be a little bit of side draft in action here. That could pull that second pack back up to these guys.
Oh, it definitely will. It for sure will when these guys are racing side by side, because this lead pack doing about 190 miles an hour compared to the second pack who's doing 194 right now. So.
Ooh, yeah. So they definitely should make up the ground. Will they? Who knows? You never know if somebody in that second pack dips out and makes a perhaps a dumb move. But look at this on the outside. I mean, goodness gracious. Holzlander with a massive shove. And I really feel like he should have stayed with the 5 up there to keep their momentum up. But he ducks down to the inside, kind of shatters the outside groove. Now he ducks back to the outside. But this type of racing, what they're doing here, switching back and forth between the lines with only the 7 cars in the pack, that is definitely bringing that second pack closer. They are absolutely pulling in that lead pack at this point.
I tell you what, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I mean, that lead pack was doing 196 there into the corner, and now the second pack here is slowing down to pick up this lap car. They're doing about 192. They're within the draft now, just barely, but still, I think this lead pack may pull a little bit.
Just with them still side by side, I just don't see it. I really do think that Levine is going to just shove the ever-living heck out of the 66 here. Matthew Schlitt, after that penalty, going to get shoved up. He really needs a caution. He's the only car 1 lap down currently. Scott Tapley, 46 seconds off the race lead, will get lapped here pretty soon, but he'll probably be overtaken relatively easily with Matthew Schlitt having the entire draft here, and now firmly within the slipstream, only 0.8 of a second, 0.7 of a second back off of the 7th place runner on the inside here.
Yeah, it's surprising how quickly they caught. I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised considering how fast this lead pack was going.
Yeah, even with them in 2 wide, the lead pack was moving north of 190 miles an hour, like you were saying the entire time. But that second pack, Justin Levine pushing that lap car. I mean, look, Justin Levine 2-car tandem, Matthew Schlitt all the way up there, and actually pulled away from the rest of the second pack. That's how fast they were moving with Levine pushing them. And now that's brought the entire second pack with them. They were able to tag onto that draft that Levine was given. And now the 7-car breakaway at the front of the field has turned into about a 15.
Yeah, just about hit the halfway point here. And these guys are starting to race once again, so looks like we're kind of setting up for kind of what we had in the A Open, kind of a chill first half with, I wonder if that means we're going to have a crazier second half here.
As long as we don't have somebody intentionally wrecking somebody over the line and getting DQ'd, I'll be fine. I'm not letting Brandon live that down. Oh, it was, dude. I'm going to continue laughing about that for the rest of my life. But I will never let Brandon live that down. That was awesome.
I'm never letting him live that down as long as he lives, bro.
Oh,
we play him in this show nightly. I am going to make fun of him for that.
And Brandon has called some races for us over at GridVision, and he wrecked our owner. What the heck? Brandon! Bogard with the late block on Justin Levine on the outside. My word, the 0-0. Nick's pick tried to throw Darby's pick into the outside fence. What in the world is going on back here? Somebody hard at the outside wall. Just alt F forward. What was that? What just happened back in the back of the pack? I'm going to say hardware failure.
I have several questions.
And most of them are why.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, that is for sure a hardware failure.
Oh my. Well, a credit to him for alt F4ing or getting out however he did. Because I might have had a hardware failure in a league race a couple weeks ago, and I did an alt F4 and I killed somebody.
He did an alt F4.
Yeah, he hasn't disconnected, has he? Where did he go?
Did he have a hardware failure? It doesn't look like he had a hardware failure.
Well, nonetheless, we got some good racing up at the front of the field. Landwehr, Holzlander have been really, really quick up here, putting on a good show. So I feel like
he had a disconnect. That's what it was.
Oh, that's a weird one.
That is.
I've never seen somebody have a disconnect go hard into the outside wall like that. Okay. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it is what it is at this point. We're going to focus more on the race for the lead as we're coming down to 27 laps to go next time by at the line. Johnny Avila in the 63 on the inside, pushing our race leader of Nathaniel Landwehr. Holzlander on the outside, getting a good show from John Williams. We're just not getting the same runs that we saw in the A car. I'm not surprised by that. This car does not have nearly as much drag as the A car. So, like I said, we're seeing people be able to solidify themselves up in the top 5 and keep their track position rather than just being a sit and duck to the guys getting the big draft from behind.
Yeah, and these guys are really starting to kind of get a little bit racy here up front. I mean, we're starting to see a lot more kind of big-time pushes here up front, and you would think eventually that's going to lead to a little bit of a disaster here as John Williams getting a little bit high there.
Yeah, Williams, just ducking out to get a little bit of air to that nose on the right front. Make sure they didn't get that oil temp to cool down just a little bit there. The problem is Holzlander's kind of fading high too, kind of blocking off that that right front fender for Williams. You can tell Williams is just trying to get some air, but Holzlander is just kind of fading high on the straightaway and not letting him get any, and then Williams can't really get back to the back bumper and give him a good enough shove because his temperatures are too high.
Yeah, that's one thing with the Xfinity car. That's another thing with the Xfinity car is it's really hard to control. You know, with the A car, you really focused on your oil temp. What I've learned in the B car is you're focused on your water temp, especially at the plate tracks. With how hard you have to push to keep the lines going here, you really have to keep an eye on that water temp.
And that can be difficult because the water you cool off by ducking your nose out to the left of the guy in front of you. And the problem with that is if you do that in the corner and you get a little bit too close, that's how you wreck somebody. So if you
Jesus.
if you duck out to the bottom, it's a little bit tougher through the corners to not get in front of or not get into the guy in front of you. Man, it is devolved here tonight.
I'm surprised. It usually takes us a lot less time to devolve.
True. This is a new record.
Usually we're devolved during the A Open, but you know, it took us to the B Open. I think that's got to be a record.
The A Open was just so good. We couldn't get. I mean, we were unhinged, but it was because of the good racing. But here, I mean, it's starting to kick off here, man. We got 3 distinct lines once again. Heath Schneider and Justin Levine have been trying to work that outside groove. Finally, they've got a little bit of help now. A third car in line, trying to make it work. That might be the lap car of Matthew Schlitt out there with them.
That is.
It is. In that third groove, trying to make it work, and they're making a little bit of time, but it's not nearly what we saw in the first race of the evening.
Yeah, like I said, that goes back to just not being able to generate the runs as aggressively in the Xfinity car as you can in the Cup car. I mean, the pushing model is completely different in the Xfinity car compared to the Cup car. You can't push the pusher in the Xfinity car. You can't do a lot of things you can do in the Cup car to generate those runs. So it takes a lot more time to generate runs. That's why we see racing here at the end of these races pop off with 5 to go compared to 1 to go with the next gen.
Yeah, as soon as it does kick off like that, though, it is going to start creating runs, right? People are going to start door checking a little bit and causing a little bit of contact to slow down some other guys. And I feel like that's going to kind of cause some or open up some opportunities for some of these guys. Maybe mired back in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th range or 10th place range. Oh, man, are we about to be 4 wide here with a lap car on the bottom? Did these guys come up? Oh, the 99 kind of pitching down. Landwell, the lap car gets down all the way to the apron, slides it through it. Great job holding on to that thing and just getting out of the way of our leaders. That middle lane was maybe being a little too aggressive there. I don't like pinching down a lane behind a lap car at a super speedway. That's just, it's a little stupid.
Yeah, it's a little bit stupid, but hey, look, it got him up to the lead. That's the 99 there going to be up into the lead. Almost clear that inside line as well. So looks like he's going to stick with his teammates, though.
It's brought the outside line up there with him, though. Heath Schneider's now got to the outside, and now that middle lane is going to get double side draft. Look at this, Heath Schneider to the outside. Justin Levine was all over the back bumper. Now he's getting a huge shove on Matthew Schlitt. Nobody's willing to go up there with these guys, though. I'm surprised that we're not seeing more people kind of contend for that 3 wide line.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising that the middle line, Landwehr there, getting a little aggressive with the side draft there. It's working, though, as now they're starting to pull that inside line as they're side drafting the Aero crap out of Ryan Avila there.
Yeah, the 99 trying to come back through Holzlander with a big run, getting a push from John Williams in the middle, easily clearing Landwehr before we get down to turn number 1. He's going to duck down to the bottom of the racetrack. A little bit of a change up at the front. John Williams now leading that middle groove as that outside line is starting to fade. Heath Schneider just does not quite have the run out there on the outside. Now their help has ducked down to the middle. Matthew Schlitt, Justin Levine ducking down. Schlitt back out to the outside, but looks like Levine is content with riding in the middle for now.
Yeah, you got Tyler Justice giving a big push to John Williams there on the middle and allowing John Williams to get even with his teammate Nick Holzlander there on that inside, but that inside line, you're going to run through the corner.
Holzlander leading the way on the bottom, getting a shove from Nathaniel Landwehr. But these guys started outside of the top 9. Landwehr in the 10th place position. Holzlander in 22nd. John Williams, who's on the outside, started in the 14th place spot. All of these guys running in the top 3 currently. Tyler Justice even in 4th, started in 16. Now, like I mentioned, running in the 4th place spot. So a lot of big movers coming from the back of the field up to the front. Pretty typical of super speedways. The 99. That was a little hairy. Thought about going out to the outside, was just a little bit too late. Ducked back down to the bottom. And now look at that third lane. It's kind of reformed.
Yeah, the third line coming back a little bit as we're getting up to about 2/3 distance here in this race, and things are going to start to kind of kick off just a little bit here. As now Holzlander going to go back up to the middle and get back up with his teammate. And save it there, Holzlander. That was a good one.
My goodness, the door is back open on the bottom for Landwehr. Coming back through side by side to the stripe. That's going to be the 99 that time by 20 laps to go. Holzlander doing a great job leading the lanes. Like I mentioned, I didn't really like the lap car pick, but other than that, Holzlander has just done a great job, you know, determining which lane he needs to be in, really controlling this race from the front. I know he's got a teammate behind him and John Williams on the middle lane, but he's done a great job ducking down to the bottom, coming back up to the middle, just blocking both lanes whenever he needs to.
Yeah, that's one thing about this kind of Team Conti camp that we got on the outside line is I guarantee you these guys are communicating with each other on what they need to do here, what kind of pushes they need to give, and that's what's allowed them to. As I stutter over my words again, that's what. Okay, never mind.
It just kills me every time you go
Yeah.
for no reason. That just kills me, man.
It resets my brain. That's my brain reset.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm going to give you a whole commercial break to reset your brain. This is going to be our last one of the racing action. Whenever we come back, we're going to have about 14 or so laps to go to the checkered flag. Stick with us.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Ryco Performance's Monday Night Top Split on apparently Fox Sports, because we've just missed a big wreck under commercial break. Coming through turn number 1. Gonna have to get a good replay of what happened here. 3 wide for the race lead, a little bit further back, 4 wide. And
Wow.
Williams in the 46 just get together while they're 4 wide. And look at Tyler Justice here. He, I mean, it takes him forever to get back on his wheels. What in the world?
And our producer said we're going to go to a gyro cam, so I would like to apologize to anyone who is motion sick because this is fun to watch.
This is take your VR off right now. Close your eyes if you got one on. This is gonna. Oh, that's uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable.
Oh, wait till we start.
My word! And we ain't even flipping yet. We're just riding, and it catch. Oh my word! What in the world are we looking at? Gosh. Okay, well, I really hope if you were in a VR, you close your eyes on that one, and I hope for his sake, if he was in a VR, he closed his eyes. That was a tough tumble there, coming down to turn number 1. Just get caught up in an accident that was just not his fault. 4 wide behind him, and unfortunately gets his right rear clipped, and just along for the ride the rest of the way for Tyler Justice.
That camera would have broke 6 times during that wreck.
I think that might be an understatement. A lot of guys went spinning under that accident, but a good couple of them got away relatively luckily and didn't get too much damage. Heath Schneider got spun, ended up getting hit in the rear end and lost his rear bumper, but that'll probably be fixable. The 46 got some pretty good damage. Looking a little bit back further through the field, Krobach is destroyed in the front end. Man,
yeah, that took a lot of good cars out.
Yeah, Robertson in the 46, like I mentioned. Tyler Justice. Murcott does have some good right front damage alongside some rear end damage, but Murcott might be salvageable. Yeah, he's saying in chat he's only got 40 seconds of damage, so Murcott could be okay, but there were a couple of guys that are probably going to have to call it quits after that one. Obviously, Tyler Justice.
Yeah, that man went flipping more times than I can count.
Well,
because I can't count higher than 4.
Is that why you called 14th 4th earlier? You just had no idea what came after 4?
Yep.
What's that?
4,
what's that?
76.
Oh my goodness. What's that song? Oh, the parody. 1, I can count to 1, 2, I can count to 2, 3, I can count to 3, 4, I can count to 4. And then you can't count no more after that. That's it.
I can only count to 4. I
can only count to 4. Okay, anyway.
Oh my god.
There's the
I think
devolving.
we have lost literally all of our viewers because of that.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Hey, we were sitting good in the mid-30s for the A Open. That was pretty exciting. The B Open, it's tamed down a little bit, right? We haven't had the absolute craziness, the absolute barn burner of a race, but we are setting ourselves up nicely for a pretty crazy finish here. Probably gonna have a restart with what, 12 laps to go?
Yeah,
I don't know. You wouldn't know because you can't count past 4.
I can only count to 4.
Oh man. Well, this has been a crazy night of racing here from the Talladega Superspeedway, if I do say so myself.
You know what's been keeping me entertained under these cautions?
Me?
No, all chat. In race.
I haven't been listening. I've been looking at the text chat a little bit.
Driver's chat, not the text chat is what's keeping me entertained.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, same. I've been paying a little bit of attention to that. Unfortunately, we can't repeat some of it. No. Gonna do a quick little run through of our top 10. All the guys that, well, we'll go through the lead lap. Give everybody a shout out that has a chance to win this thing coming to the end. Nick Holzlander leading the way in that 99. Up on the outside groove here on the restart, coming to 12 laps to go is going to be the 23 of Philip Groner. John Vanderwall lining up on the inside of row number 2. Nathaniel Landwehr on the outside of row number 2. Cody Porter going to be starting in the 5th place spot with Cameron Sharton in 6. John Williams, after getting involved in the in one of these incidents, I do believe, in the 7th place spot. Yeah, he started the last one. My apologies. He started that the 4 wide one, or at least he was at the catalyst anyway. I don't know if it was his fault. Justin Levine in 8th, Jared Mogard in 9th, Chris Frost rounds out the top 10 with Colton Harvey, Brandon Burkhart, William Price, Johnny Avila, Ricky Udding, Blair Wickett, Dylan Murcott, and Heath Schneider, all on the lead lap back to the 19th place position. All those guys have a chance here coming to 12 laps to go, but it's going to be Nick Holzlander leading us down to the green flag in the Geico restart zone. Finding the flag man, waves the green flag, and Holzlander gets to the gas. We are green once again on the grid.
I love when you say "on the grid" like that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Never speak like that, ever.
I knew it. Justin Levine immediately ducking out to the outside, not content to ride in the middle lane there, trying to lead the outside line. Trying to get up to speed, though. A little tough on the very, very, very outside through 1 and 2. But that middle line starting to get a little bit of a run. Going to be even with a 99 down the back.
And important to mention here, Nick Holzlander and the 23 of Philip Groner did not pit. Or they did not pit under that last caution. So these are the only 2 guys in the field that do not have 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel. So these guys are primed to lead this pack as they're going to have the lighter cars with the lighter fuel.
Yeah, tires typically do not mean really anything at super speedways. Will they mean anything tonight, or will, like you mentioned, the lower fuel mileage, or sorry, lower fuel tank lead them to victory? And I gotta think, it's been a track position race so far. I like their call. I like their call of staying out. As long as you can make it to the finish, stay out. Keep that track position. Stay on the front row.
Yeah, because our 2 big wrecks, well, I say 2 big wrecks, our 1 big wreck and whatever happened earlier to at that 46 car, Eddie Rose there, I mean, those were further back in the pack. So being up front here is realistically the prime position right now.
Well, typically whenever you're racing to win a race, being up front is prime position.
Really?
Yeah. I'm surprised you just figured that out tonight.
Yeah, I did. That's probably why I'm a 3rd split driver.
Thank you so much for saying that. Oh my goodness. Cody Porter.
Oh, they're
up to the
4
second
wide,
place
by the
spot.
way.
Yeah, 4 wide. You know, pretty nonchalantly, right? No, just kidding. They're filing back down to 3. But the front 3 leading the middle groove. Not really typical for what we've seen so far tonight. Spreading out. Oh, but Cody Porter to the outside, but Philip Groner goes with Holzlander on the inside. Porter getting hung out just a little bit, but look at Colton Harvey with a huge shove to the back bumper with Johnny Avila all over the back bumper of the 9, going down into turn number 3.
Jared Mogard on the apron there somehow keeps it straight. Still on the apron, that 00 is. I don't know how he didn't spin it out there being on the apron for literally the entire corner there.
I mean, it's just fantastic. I've loved this racetrack, man, and you get on the apron and you can even save it because there's a little bit of banking down there, man. It's not too bad. It allows these guys to stay clean and green and allows us not to have a huge wreck through the middle of the corner a couple of these times. You know, it can save a couple of these races. Here, Holzlander still on the inside, though. Cody Porter on the outside. That very, very outside group has just not been able to be consistent enough to pull up and really challenge everybody up front. It just seems to be a bottom 2 line race.
Yeah, bottom 2 line race until they're all almost wrecking there. As oh, by the way, we're within 10 to go. I didn't even realize that we were on 8 laps.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, about to take 8 to go. This is going to get hairy coming down to the end. These guys are racing hard as if it's the last lap. I mean, we're coming down to it, right? So they've got to absolutely go balls to the wall at this point. Everything on the table. And we're seeing it from Holzlander and Porter here. And that outside line is trying, like I mentioned. That 3rd groove is trying. They just cannot quite get the momentum. And even if they did, I don't think they'd be able to clear the 04.
Yeah, no, there's no way you're clearing that middle line. That middle line seems to be a lot more powerful than what we're used to seeing in the likes of A Open and C Open. I mean, it just feels like that middle line is a lot more powerful with the Xfinity car for whatever reason. I don't know why. It just doesn't seem like when you have a middle line that's even with the lead, it just doesn't feel like that inside line can do anything, and then the outside line just isn't able to get the momentum going.
Oh, here it goes.
Oh!
Murcott sideways through 3 and 4, able to save it. A little bit of swerving. Cody Porter, though, moved down in front of Nick Holzlander on the bottom side of the racetrack. Now, Colton Harvey to the lead of the outside groove and getting a huge shove from Johnny Avila and Justin Levine. What can that outside line do now? They got a different pusher and a different guy leading the way as well. Coming to 7 laps to go this time by Cody Porter leads that one.
Yeah, these guys are being so aggressive. A lot of people think that you don't need to be aggressive until the last lap. That is not the case here in the Xfinity car. You have to build the momentum up. As now Holzlander to the outside. He's going to take control of that outside line, and now he's got the 9 car pushing him there. That's Colton Harvey.
Yeah, you got to do everything you can to control this race. And now, this is what I'm talking about. Nick Holzlander made the move to get back control of the race after Cody Porter slid in front of his nose as soon as he was able to get clear, ducked to the outside groove, got a push from Harvey. Now he's leading that outside line, but Cody Porter, with that push from Philip Groner on the inside, able to take the lead back coming out of turn 4, but Holzlander's going to have to side draft all the way down the front.
Colton Harvey now pushing Holzlander for everything it's worth there. Johnny Avila looks to the outside. That's going to put
Over four.
No.
Four at the start-finish line. TWRS on the top. Avila on the third lane. Holzlander in the second. Groner on the bottom. We're still falling all the way through turns 1 and 2. 3 rows deep. Just about 4 wide. Look at Justin Levine. He's all of a sudden come from about 8th to 2nd on the middle groove, pushing Holzlander through to the lead.
John Williams coming through the middle as well. He's gone from 11th to 5th in this entire melee here for position. As they're coming up to 5 laps to go, Justin Levine to the inside. Now John Williams on the middle, trying to get up to the 99 and Nick Holzlander to get that middle line going once again. On the outside, you got Colton Harvey and Johnny Avila trying to get that third line going now. And that fourth line is starting to fall off, and now it's just the 3.
These guys have been playing nice all night long, and it is go time. 5 laps to go this time by Justin Levine leading the way. Cody Porter in second. Levine up to the middle lane to block. Groner makes contact, and he gets shipped out to the outside line. Holzlander lets him back in. Groner now back on the back bumper of Levine, and that outside line is charging. Look at Colton Harvey in the 9, all the way on the outside with Johnny Avila. They may be 3 wide before we get to turn 3 for the lead.
5 laps to go here at Talladega. A huge push through turn 2 almost resulted in a ton of wrecked race cars. Philip Groner giving a big push to the 1 of Justin Levine. He's going to go to the inside. Levine blocks up Philip Groner all the way to the third line. Holzlander tries to back out and allow Philip Groner back in, but he's not going to have anywhere to go. And now Colton Harvey going to be pushing Philip Groner all the way on the third line here. Groner going to get clear of the middle line. It looks like Groner's going to lead this lap here as they're coming to 4 laps to go at Talladega.
Groner is clear of everybody. Where does he go? Oh, Colton Harvey also gets clear and ducks all the way down to the bottom, all the way to the yellow line before we get down into turn number 1. Move Colton Harvey to the lead on the inside. Justin Levine getting a push from Holzlander all over the back bumper of Philip Groner in the middle.
Justin Levine now pushing the 23 of Philip Groner on the outside here. This outside line starting to move a little bit. Technically, it's the middle line, but I'm calling it the outside line because that third line isn't even with the lead yet. Now, Colton Harvey there on that inside line, leading that inside line with Cody Porter to his inside. And on the outside, you got the 63 of Ryan Avila getting pushed. I believe that is Nathaniel Landwehr there.
Oh, boy, Levine and Groner with a big run through the trioval here. How heavy can Levine stay on the back bumper? Can he get himself clear of the 9? He does. Now he ducks to the inside of Groner. Groner just about throws a block, but he thinks better of it. Still 3 laps to go. He kept that car clean, and now he's got help from Holzlander in the middle, but Justin Levine is leading the inside line.
Colton Harvey now on the back bumper of the 1 to Justin Levine coming off the corner, Philip Groner, and now Nick Holzlander in that middle line trying to get it going. Now here comes Johnny Avila to the outside. He's got Nathaniel Landwehr there on the outside there. I just keep saying there.
Nathaniel Landwehr on the outside, finally getting help by the 16. That's Dylan Murcott. Finally, 3 cars stacked up on the outside groove. Coming to 2 laps to go. Can the outside line find it? Justin Levine fades to the middle. Philip Groner has nowhere to go but to just push the 1. Colton Harvey back down on the inside with a push from Cody Porter. And now Philip Groner leaves Justin Levine out to dry, and they're 3 wide at the line, almost a tie at the line between the 3.
They gave it to Colton Harvey there by 4 1/1000ths of a second between him and Justin Levine. Philip Groner 17 thousandths of a second behind. 2 laps to go. Ryan Avila to the middle now. He's got Philip Groner. Groner gets a little bit loose off the corner. They keep it straight somehow all the way to the top. Cody Porter now trying to get Colton Harvey on that inside line going once again. Nathaniel Landwehr on the outside now pushing the 23 of Philip Groner. Justin Levine all the way to the inside. You got the 63 of Ryan Avila trying to get this middle line going now. Philip Groner now with a big run off the 4 as they're coming to the white flag.
White flag this time by if we can get there. Justin Levine with a huge shot from Johnny Avila in the middle of the racetrack. Where does Levine go? Second time in a row that he's had this opportunity coming to the white, leading the field. coming to 1 lap to go, but they're 3 wide in his mirror. Who does he block? It's not going to be Avila as he goes to the inside.
It's not going to be Groner either, as now he's to the door of the one adjusted Levine. Levine with a big push from the 99 there on the middle line. Ryan Avila now has Colton Harvey to his to the rear end of his car, trying to get that inside line going. Philip Groner has Nathaniel Landwehr on the outside for help, and the 16 of Dylan Murcott all the way on the top line there. We are set up for an amazing finish here at Talladega. More than likely 3 wide as I'm coming off of turn number 4.
It's going to be tough, though, for that outside groove. Philip Groner has fallen back, and he just does not have enough help. Here comes Justin Levine on the outside, just about to the outside of Colton Harvey. He's pitching the 9 down, not letting the 9 out. I think it's going to be Johnny Avila with no challenge as Justin Levine pitches Harvey to the inside, and Johnny Avila comes through to win the GridVision Ryco Performance Monday Night B Open from Talladega Superspeedway.
Holy cow.
Whew, Colton Harvey just could not peek out. Justin Levine was side drafting him just enough to where if Harvey did peek out, it would have just turned him hard into the outside wall. Johnny Avila, I did not think there was any chance he was going to be able to get to the race lead with about 3 laps to go. He was stuck on that outside groove, pushed somebody. I couldn't even remember who it was. Pushed somebody through or got pushed through on the outside groove and ducked all the way down to the bottom side of the racetrack and was able to take the lead of the inside line and just never look back.
My goodness, you cannot make these finishes up. You gotta love Talladega, man.
Ooh, nobody able to make a move at the end, but ultimately, heck of a finish. Those last couple laps were just absolutely insane. Coming to the stripe, and it's going to be Johnny Avila. That's going to burn it down here at Talladega Superspeedway. Big congratulations to Johnny here. Bringing home the checkered flag. We're going to take our final commercial break of the evening. On the other side, we're going to have final results, and we're going to try to get some interviews for you. Welcome back to the grid, where we've got the final results from the Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split B Open. Johnny Avila came through and did his dang thing, finishing in the first place position. Colton Harvey in second, Justin Levine with back-to-back top 5 finishes in third, Cody Porter 4th, John Vanderwall 5th, Nick Holzlander in 6th, Jared Mogard 7th, John Williams 8th, William Price in 9th, and Philip Groner brings it home in 10th.
Cameron Sarton going to be finishing 11th place tonight. 12th place going to be Ricky Udig with Dylan Murcott in 13th position. Nathaniel Landwehr going to be finishing 14th with Brandon Burkhart in 15th. Blair Wickett in 16th. 17th going to be Chris Frost. Scott Tapley in 18th. Keith Snyder in 19th. And Matthew Schlick going to be the first car 1 lap down in 20th.
In 21st position is going to be Ryan Elmore. 22nd, David Robertson. 23rd, Tim Duggar. 24th, Tyler Justice after that crazy flip that he had down on the apron of turn number 2. 25th, Michael Krobach, and 26th, Eddie Rose with a little bit of internet issues. Unfortunate there for Eddie. But that, I believe, is going to round it out for us here on the grid tonight. I believe that's all the racing action we have. It's crazy. It feels like it's flown by. But that's the way it goes. We'll have more action for you tomorrow night at the Talladega Superspeedway. From the entire GridVision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat for both races tonight. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations to Brandon Pikey and Johnny Avila for winning both races tonight in the A Open and B Open Ryco Performance Monday night top split from the Talladega Superspeedway. This has been Austin Edstrom alongside Nick Stein and our amazing producer, Austin Derbyshire. We will see you next time on the grid.